Hello. Trying to adjust the camera. Welcome to this segment of AKT Celebrity Reads, AKT Medium, AKT Underworld, AKT Immortal. Hello. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Michelle. With your messy self. I've been busy. I cannot do readings all day at home and all night and then do research and readings to then get on here 2 and 3 hours and then take orders, make them from scratch, specific custom blended orders. Oh, you like the velvet? You know what? I don't know if you can see them. I got some blue contacts on, and I wanted to surprise you, but I don't think you can see them. I'm so disappointed. Can you see them? If not, I'm gonna have to take a picture when I get off of here, because I wanted to see what you guys thought. Can you see them? Because, you know, my phone, I think I scratched the phone or something. So my light is not always as good. I'll try to buck my eyes. I wanted to see what you thought. Got on blue clothes, got on blue nails. For the King Nip, the crib with the super dread, and I'm representing for Nipsey. So I'm like, hey, let's take it further. Let's get some lenses. Let's go all the way blue. But you know what? I'm probably gonna have to put them on and go outside and do it in the daytime. Or you know what? I'll try it tonight when I get off. If you can't, I don't know. Can you see them? I don't know. Shit. You probably can't see them, can you? You can't see the contacts. Hey, okay. Finally, somebody is giving me feedback. So, Sharina, you got the sage stick. Which sage stick you got? The, hey, Dwan. Hi, beautiful king. The 24K Nipsey Blue or the 24K Dragon's Blood with the cayenne. You can see them a little bit. Okay, what I'm going to have to do, I guess this light is not, or they're not. Let me see. Can you see them at all, y'all? I'm trying to turn my head so you can see them. Can't see them. Can't see them at all. I don't know. Ugh. You can see them. Okay, should I get a brighter one the next time? A brighter blue? A lighter blue? Okay, I'll order a lighter blue. Well, I'm sorry, and you're gonna be missing me some more, because I'm not gonna be coming on here very much anymore. I'm not going to keep on giving out information and doing free readings and not getting donations. Not getting any love. You claim you love me, you miss me, this and that. But people don't donate. They donate every once in a while here and there. And I've made up my mind. I've done this for so long and been through so much hell doing this and giving information out. Like somebody just said a couple of hours ago on my YouTube channel, oh, why don't you come back and you know, you're missing what you need to be doing. You need to be doing the VAGINAPOWER from 2007, you know, 2008. You gave us knowledge and, you know, you schooled us and hipped us. No, and I said no. And, you know, you deserve to be bigger, and I agree. And you know, you're underrated. You deserve a bigger fan base. I agree. YouTube has taken down about 5 of my pages, and they've been doing that to me since about. You see them, Grenda? You like them, or you think, you know, maybe I should get a lighter blue the next time so they can pop more. So I was disappointed because it's supposed to be like a bright blue, and I got them. I can see them, but not like I'm sitting here and I can't really see them. So I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna get a lighter one the next time so I can wear it and pop. Because yeah, even if I do this, you still can't see them. I think they look good with my complexion, but I'm gonna order another set. Okay, so you can see them, because I wanted them to match my outfit, but I think they kind of do though, because this is like a dark blue and these are like a dark blue. So I'm disappointed because I want to surprise y'all. I was hoping you could see them, but I said no, I don't need to go back to anything, especially for free. You know, you're not doing me a favor because you watched the video, especially back then, 2006, 2007. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, beautiful queen. And, yeah, they kept doing Ishmael. Yeah, Ishmael been around a long time, so they kept fucking with me and kept doing that shit while they wasn't bothering nobody else. And I've been out here almost 20 years. I mean, you count from 2006 to 2020, we're getting 2020 vision in this bitch. Nipsey done gave me 2020 vision in this hoe. I've been out here a long time, and I'm tired. These same people that said they love me so much did not fight for me to get YouTube to put my videos up. Even when they took my page down, what, 2018? Took my page down early 2019. Oh, we love you. Wouldn't send me a fucking dime. And I'm really tired now. You know, it's not like I just start. No, I'm not setting up a Patreon. Because from what I was told, you have to give a piece of whatever you make. No, I have a website. And I'm not doing this anymore. You know, even Nipsey told me to slow down off of all of his readings. I don't know why, but I'm following it. He told me to take a break, and that's what I did. Plus, I had so many orders backed up, and that's the main reason why I come on, because I didn't feel like coming on tonight. I'm still making orders. I'm still packing. I have open boxes right now that have, the products are in the boxes, but I was too tired last night. I usually stay up every night, or if I'm tired, I might take 2 nights a week, and like I'm going to sleep early because my body is fucking exhausted. And I make them every night. I might take, sleep during the day, and I stay up at night, making them, packaging them. I ran out of jars. I don't know what's going on in Georgia, but you can't get mason jars anywhere. So then I have to substitute it for people that are getting the plastic jars now. That's why you're getting plastic jars or little plastic containers with your creams, your buttercreams, your deep conditioners in them. I can't find mason jars. And you go online and try to get them, they're high as hell. So I'm having to substitute, and that's more important to me. And that's one reason why I want to come on and thank everybody, because there's been people that got orders in May of 2020 and June of 2020. Still haven't gotten all their orders from me. I'm just now, since I took a break, like Nipsey told me to, and to me that's more important. I even put readings on hold, because I cannot, so there's a couple of things I'm going to tap on tonight, because I don't know when I'm coming back. I can't do the type of readings people ask me to do and make packages from scratch. And I don't know why these people claim they didn't hear me say it on my videos, but I've always said on my videos, if I had one shampoo, one size fits all, conditioner, everything that one size fits all, I could just make a whole bunch of bottles of the same thing, put a label on it, and just dump it in a box really, really quick. It's just 8-ounce mason jars. They're not in Walmart, they're not in Kroger, they're not in Publix. For some reason, I don't know why they're not shipping them to Georgia, but it's hard to find them now. It was easy to find them. I've told people it takes me longer because I told people don't go to my website and order anything unless you ask me first, because it might not be in stock. I haven't been around for a long time because I was poisoned and I was very sick. I'm not going to get into that tonight. I'll probably get into that and I'm going to tell you a story about that, because that guy lied on me and he's still lying on me. So I'm going to break that down, and I'm going to tell you how dirty and filthy he was, which I've been around, and I've dealt with, unfortunately, a lot of fucked up negative people in the conscious community, a lot of fucked up negative people, period. And I'm going to just tell you those stories, and that's another reason why I'm tired. I really don't want to deal with anybody. I will deal with clients if they're good to me and they're fair to me. Other than that, I really don't. I'm just done. Okay. I don't want to be bothered anymore. Every time I've tried to deal with someone and be friends with someone and be fair to them, male or female, it's always the dirty, fucked up shit and lying on me, or I confide in them, they confide in me. I keep their business secret, and then they want to get out and tell all of mine, and then add some twists and some lies to the shit. So it's just, at this point, I'm just done. Other than people that love me and support me. But I don't have a problem, sharing these things from my past, because they don't happen to me anymore. And I don't allow people to get close to me anymore. But I'm going to set a lot of things straight, because I'm tired of people lying on me. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Tracy, if it's 10 to 12 mason jars, you can get them at Walmart, or you could get them in there for like $8 to $10. So if you sent me a link and 12 8-ounce jars cost more than that, you can erase the link. I'll just have to take a plastic substitute. What I've said, and I've constantly said, I'm a custom blender. I make specialty items on a case-by-case basis depending on the issue that the person has. That's why I said don't go buy something from the website, because I was poisoned 2012, 2013 by this guy that has a store called D Health Store in LA. He paid me or gave me donations rather, to promote his products to my clientele. I promoted it, but I took them because I didn't want, I had this really bad Christ complex, and I did not want anybody to take the products and I don't take them, and I'm just getting donations and I'm promoting them, and somebody gets sick and I don't know about the products. So I said back then, I'd rather it be me. I'm being the sheep that goes to the slaughter. I'm basically putting myself out there, and he gave me something to make me sick. And it was when I went to LA to shoot Tosh.0 in the end of 2012, and then I continued to take the products after that into 2013, and my whole body swelled up and had big lumps in my head, my face, my neck within 24 hours of taking the product, flying from LA back to Atlanta. Never been sick like that, never been swollen like that, never had lumps anywhere. And as soon as I got here, I could barely walk. I had to call my grandmother to help me in my house and to cook for me, to bring me something to eat, because I could not walk. My whole body was aching, and I had knots everywhere. And I called him and said I got home. There's knots all over my face and my head. I'm swollen. I don't know why. He said it was because of the bad flight. Days go by. I get bigger every day. I wake up, and it's fluid. Looks like I'm pregnant. I'm just bloated everywhere, and I keep asking, please give me something, and he would not give me something, and my gut felt like he had done something to me. But back then, my issues and all those things, trusting people because he had a lot of money, people loved him, he made natural products. I wanted to see a man of color be successful. And this man acted like he was so honest, and he was so caring, so sincere, and wanted to help me, but refused to give me a cure. Then turned around and said I was a whore. I swole up because I was a prostitute in Atlanta, said I prostituted for 20 years straight. Well, if I was prostituting before I met you, I started my show in 2006. So why? You've seen me on camera, old footage. I was never swollen. Never had lumps or knots anywhere. But if I'm prostituting this long, and I don't know no woman that done slept with any man, even a stranger, and swole up like that within 24 hours because she has sex with someone, or unprotected sex and ejaculates. That even a venereal disease doesn't do that. He told all these lies on me. He's supposed to be a righteous person who's also friends with a fool. But I didn't know that at the time. So this was after they had already tricked me and set me up and stole from me in New York. Then go back out. He keeps calling me. This guy had been stalking me since like 2007, 2008, calling me off and on, telling me he wanted to do business with me. He had been watching me, all this shit. Just like something really weird and creepy about him. So I didn't talk to him. But like I said, I'm not going to tell the whole story tonight. I'm going to get the evidence and I'm going to show you, because I'm so sick of people trying to set me up, and then when they cannot get their way, they'll start to get out in public and tell all kinds of lies on me, but they never show any proof. And when I'm dealing with this man, I'm like, I had just been dealing with really negative, abusive relationship, and I wanted to work. I wanted to learn how to build a business. I wanted to learn about herbs. I've always been interested. And he's like, oh, okay, well, you can fly out on a weekend once or twice a month, and I'll help you get yourself in a position where you don't have to deal with the drama, and you can have your own money and set your own store up in Atlanta. So I really wanted to do that, work a few days, and then come home. He's like, I'm going to be your big brother. I'm going to protect you. You're going to be my little sister. Nobody's going to hurt you anymore. You're not going to go through any drama anymore. And it looks really good. He's doing good at first. He's donating to me. I'm pushing it with my fans. My fans are buying it. I'm taking it. I'm fine until I go to LA. And before I went to LA, I remember when he was on the phone with me, I got this bad kind of vibe, like I was being taped or something. And he was talking to me about business. And he said, so Alexys, just out of the blue, and I know it wasn't out of the blue for him, it was out of the blue for me. He said, tell me, how you like to have sex. Tell me what you like sexually. What do you like a man to do to you? So what? I mean, look, I thought you were going to be like my big brother. And we were talking about making money. And at this point, I'm celibate. So it doesn't matter what I like sexually anyway. At this point anyway, because I'm celibate. And I'm not talking to you on a sexual level. I'm not trying to make any sexual advances. You're married. It's your second marriage. You got 5 kids between these 2 women. I don't want to deal with and screw a married man. That's just drama I don't want. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how rich you are. I just don't want to go there. He starts, and he's talking low and kind of like seductive, like, I don't know, like his dick hard. Or he jacking or something. Well, what do you like? You know, look, and I'm just like, wow, you know, I don't want that type of relationship. We're going to be friends. You're going to be like a brother to me. As you said, I was like a sister to you. And after that, I'm still taking this stuff. I'm still promoting it. And then, yeah, he's like in the conscious community. So he believe in polygamy. He told me he was an attorney. So I trusted him about legal things. He was there on the set at Touchpoint O, and then he lied and said he got me the job. He was my manager, but he could never produce a management contract because he never got any jobs for me. I mean, but then went out in public and said that he was getting my jobs. He never got me a job in my life, in his life, anybody's life. Couldn't prove that he did it, and I saw what was going on. And so after I didn't do that, next thing you know, I go out there, and after I shoot, he's like, let me take you, and I guess I had my makeup artist, to the store to get your herbs. And so he told my makeup artist, go down the aisles and pick whatever you want. And his employees knew me. They're like, hey, Alex, I just saw you at Marshall. Oh my God, you were great. You look so beautiful. It's such a pleasure, an honor to meet you. And so I liked them, and they were really cool. And I said, I'm going to go down. He said, oh, no. He told me, you don't have to go pick your bag, your herbs. Your bag is packed right here. He already had my shit packed. I should have known right then there was some rooted shit going on. I shouldn't have took this shit, because my makeup artist could go down any aisle and get what he want, but you got my bag waiting with the roots and shit all in it. After that, he takes me to LAX, and I'm drinking Starbucks, and I'm taking a couple of these pills. And within a couple of hours, we had a couple of layovers. So as I'm taking the layovers, I'm going in the bathroom, use the bathroom, checking my face, and knots are appearing. That's why I know he did it. And then when I got here, I begged him to help me and told him what went on. Oh, no, you'll be all right. It's just a bad flight. And then a week go by. I'm huge, full of fluid. All my lymphs lock up. And, you know, you can't live and you can't be healthy with your lymphs locking up. All your lymph system, lymph nodes, everything jammed in my body. And you'll die like that. So I knew. And then he started saying it. He started putting it out on Instagram. Oh, she'll be dead by the end of 2013. He started prophesying that shit on me, and it almost happened to me because I got so ill and had fought with that shit. And the swelling all over my body, I could barely walk, I could barely talk, I couldn't leave my house. I finally started coming back to do readings the first time. You all knew I could do readings, and a new audience had been introduced to me where I did R. Kelly, 2018. I struggled with that off and on all this time. So I'm going to leave it there. But when I come back, I'm going to get into it. I will. Hi, baby. Because I don't, you know, I'm tired of people lying on me. And I know it's not going to stop the lying. Hey, Natasha. He's still out hanging with the conscious community lying on me. Because some lady came over, one of my fans came over like a month ago and said, do you know this health guy? Because he was telling lies, talking about me to this lady. This guy still goes around. I mean, you know what? I'm going to say this one more thing, but I'm going to show you the proof, because you all know me. I would never say some shit about somebody that I know, that I actually know have engaged them, and they did some fucked up shit to me and lie. Especially if they're a public person, knowing you can come back and say, I don't know you, I never met you, that didn't happen to you, I didn't do that to you. I say it in public because I hate people that go and get on the phone behind somebody's back and whisper, or get a fake page and a fucking chipmunk for a profile picture and damn Kunta Kinte for your name, and start lying and fucking with somebody. So you'll be wondering, who the fuck is saying this shit about me? And the people have done that to me for years and said shit about me. I'm fucking this person. I'm fucking that person. You know, I'm no good. Don't trust me. And I really doubt if they know anybody I fucked. Because I never fucked them. And when they tried that shit, I'm just like, no. Or you try to do deals with me and then they end up trying to flip and take my money. I'm like, no. I'm like, why? I don't know. God damn. I don't know why people would be interested in who I screw. I don't know. Because I don't sit up and do that to people and call around, oh, don't trust this bitch. Oh, that bitch thinks she cute. Oh, that bitch fucking this nigga. Oh, that bitch sell her pussy. It's your pussy to sell. If you grown, you don't have to ask nobody to do it's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you to suck it to. So this guy, he's saying I'm jealous of his wife. I want to break them up. And then his wife, when he forced me to do this event at the early 2013 at the hotel down here, and I'm huge, and my fans want to see me because I've been around in so long, and they were shocked. And they were like, oh my God, what's wrong? And I couldn't say that he did it. And he was glad to parade me around like that. And he was laughing. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Look at her face. She's not pretty anymore. Ha, ha, ha. She's swollen fat. He was saying stuff like, I mean, this guy is really sick. Really twisted. And then he sent me these emails. And he said out in public that he had to come in a house. Because one lady that had gotten readings from me, she called me. And she was really upset. And I said, what is it? She said, did you see what he just said about you in the video? This is maybe, what, 4 years ago? I said, no, I don't even watch that shit. You know, I was really trying to forget it and not talk about it, but I see I have to because they keep fucking with me and keep talking about me and going behind my back trying to destroy my fucking reputation. She said that this guy from D Health Store said that he came into a house. Now, I don't know how he got the address, and I was getting fucked by like 4 niggas. Said I got a train ran on me and that he had to pull the niggas off me and pull dick out of my ass. I mean, I'm just going to keep it all the way funky with y'all, okay? Not that I have to tell you, you know, because it's my business. I've never done a twosome with a nigga. I've never done a threesome with a nigga. I've never done a foursome with a nigga. I've never got gangbang, dicks in the mouth, dicks in the ass. I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking right now. God damn it, I've been asking since 2013. Would you please bring the niggas forward? Don't just say they did it to me. And that you saw me getting fucked. Oh man, deep. Cock, balls, deep. Long dick, I'm like, oh. I mean, so I guess I invited you to see that. Tell people the date, the time, the state, the city, the address, the street number. What's the number on the fucking mailbox? I want to know. You know what? Even better than that. Bring the niggas forward that was goddamn running the train. Because I want to see them. I want to know their names. Let them speak about it. Because, you know, I've been around a long time. And I think that if I was doing it like that in the ATL, you would have heard it by now. Because guys would have been spreading it. Guys would have been saying, you would have seen their name and all that shit. See, that's why I don't fuck everybody. Because niggas talk too motherfucking much. Some niggas talk too motherfucking much. They run their mouth and they tell on your pussy. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like nobody to tell her business and to tell on her. So that's why I really don't even live that kind of motherfucking lifestyle. I mean, I've shared this at the beginning. It's like, have I been with women? Yeah. Do I consider myself gay? No. Bi? Maybe sometimes. Not this year, though. But have I done these things in the past? I don't really have any shame about anything I've done. So you see, just like I just very calmly let that roll off my tongue. Yeah, I've been with bitches before. I would calmly tell you if I had 2 niggas. It's what I wanted to do. From the time I was younger, I always felt different. I always had those energies inside of me, a lot of very masculine energy. And I think, like, I've said this before a long time ago, but I know some of you probably haven't been around or hadn't heard it. I was talking, on someone else's show. And I think, too, I didn't know who my father was. My mom didn't let him come around. She didn't let me meet him. And now that I see I have so much of his energy and his look and his charisma and his voice. Yeah, but Natasha, I talk about sex and spirituality. I talk very openly about it. So I don't have a problem talking about my own sex life. But this time by my choice, I don't have one. Hey, Thomas. I've been celibate for a few years, and that's what I need to do to get me right and to heal me from all my childhood stuff and all of my issues. I don't fuck around like that. I don't sleep around. And even when I dealt with women in the past, it's like, okay, I'm not going to sleep with men and women. If this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with straight dick, or I'm going to experiment with some pussy, whatever. I'm just talking to you real. Because I know a lot of you listening have had this issue, and I talk to women that come to me for readings, and I don't really just, share my shit, but they'll be like, oh, I'm having an issue, I'm having a crisis, and they're like in their midlife, and they've always suppressed liking women and want to go eat a little bit of pussy. And then it's like, I don't know what to do, I'm scared, or I want to come out with it, but my family ain't going to like it, and they ain't going to accept. I'm like, you're 45, 50 years old. At this point, who gives a fuck if anybody accepts you or not? And they're still scared and having these issues. And so I'm just like, this is something that you have to be comfortable with yourself. You were born by yourself, you're going to die by yourself. So you don't have to tell everybody your business, but you have to be very comfortable with who you are. So when he said, because I don't like all them dicks up in me. I talked to women who said they love all that and they wanted to experience gangbanging before they died, and they like a lot of dicks up in them, or like 2 dicks at one time, or they love the trains. I don't judge it. I just don't like all that pounding and all that different shit with different fucking men. So when he said it, I knew. I started laughing. I was shocked and I was angry because I'm like, I knew that I don't get down. I never have got down like that. Now, if you said, oh yeah, and yeah, she's bisexual, yeah, she fuck bitches, and then her friend, some of my fans was like, we know that. She told us that in 2007. I don't have no secrets. Because I have women hitting my inbox, want some pussy, and I got niggas in it. I think it's fabulous. I think it's fabulous. If I wanted to, I would never have to be alone. Especially in Atlanta. But that's not what I want to do. At this time, I really don't want to be with women. That's something, like I said, when I was a little girl, and I'm sure a lot of women have felt this way and they didn't understand, they couldn't tell their mother or their family because they don't want to hear it. Because when I tried to talk about this with my family, I felt I was a tomboy. I did everything the boys did, and I could play basketball, football with all the big boys. I loved doing that, and I felt very feminine. I'm masculine. I looked feminine, but I felt masculine, and I thought I was in the wrong body. So I don't mind talking about my business, okay? This is my past. So if you have a problem with me sharing my business, you don't have to be here. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done in my life or anything I feel. And I've always been this way. From day one I started. I've shared this in the past. It's just for you all that are just coming along now that don't know me. You hadn't heard me tell this story, but I've told these stories before. You don't have to like me. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to be around me, but I'm going to be me. I'm going to do what makes me comfortable. That's not something that I want to do anymore. Well, I don't have any good friends, so I'm my best friend. God is my friend, and I'm okay with that. I ain't looking for no fucking friends. Thank you, V. And the more I study my father, I see I have a lot of my father's energy. A lot of masculine energy. What is it? Somebody saying they blocked me. They're saying they blocked me. I don't know. Can you all see me? They said they blocked my live. Anyway, I know sometimes when your parents are having sex with you, the dominant one, the male or the female, or the one that sends their energy through, you can be more like, thank you, Pamela, I love you too. You can be more like your mother or more like your father. So I realized that I have his trait. I know my father was not bisexual. That's not what I'm saying. But because I'm his daughter and I happen to be one of his children that took on so much of his energy, I think that has a lot to do with it. So what I had to do was realize, okay, this doesn't mean that I need to get out of my body or I need to get a sex change or something, or I need to just be with women. It could just mean that, you know, as a woman, I have a lot of masculine energy. Like you see some women with beards, some women very big, very muscular, very aggressive, very strong like men. So I had to own those feelings, because you're taught in the South and in church, that's wrong. You're going to hell if you feel that. You're going to hell if you experience or you experiment sexually. I experimented sexually because I wanted to know, is this what I'm supposed to be? Like, okay, I'm going to be with men, and then if I want to experience women, and then I'll decide, am I going to be in the middle of the road or what? A lot of people go through this. They just don't admit it, or they sneak around and live a down low lifestyle. I'm not there anymore. That's why I can talk about what I've done, who I am. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. But that's not a lifestyle I live anymore. I don't regret any of those experiences. If I had it to do over, oh, would you be the woman again? Yeah, I would. Because it opens, at least for me, it opened my mind, it opened my perspective, it made me very comfortable with my sexuality. And when a lot of women come to me that are bisexual and that are fighting with it, or that have those issues, I don't have any hang-ups, and I don't get nervous being around lesbians. Oh, they want... No, every lesbian doesn't want to fuck you. Every woman that I see, I don't want to take down. That's like every man I say I don't want to screw. Because everybody has a type. So I'm just like, I hope after I say this, some people don't have a problem calling me, getting a product, getting a reading. I'm not going to hit on you. Okay? I'm not going to try to get no pussy or no dick. I swear. You know, I've been this way the whole time you've been talking to me. And you bought stuff from me. And everybody that bought stuff can never fucking tell you that I tried to hit them draws. You won't have that problem out of me. I'm not a predator. Sorry. You know what? I got these right here. You see, I've been working. I got these packs. I haven't even sent. All this stuff is all over my table. Because I made the packs to get ready. I just haven't put everything in a box because I had so much. So let me make everything, try to make as many as I can every day, a certain amount every day, and then box them. But yeah, getting back to that, I'm gonna get into it. I don't know when I'm coming back, and I'm gonna show you evidence of what I'm saying. Because this man literally tried to destroy me and tried to destroy my character, destroy my credibility, and then kept bringing it to sex. Thomas, I lived for many years and loved you before, and I met you and love you more now. You're right. Thank you, Thomas. I love you too. And people were still like, so what? We don't care what she does sexually. We love her. Yeah, sometimes I take them off. I've been digging and stuff. They're like blue and red. I got color on them for working with the sages and stuff. So I'm like, let me let them breathe. Because I know I can use gloves, but I like to dip them in the sage and dip them in the blue dye. And I feel like a kid. You know, it's like that little girl part of me is healing. With this, so when he said that, the people didn't turn against me. And then they said, you know what? In order for us to turn against her, you're going to have to show us evidence of what you're saying that she did. You're going to have to You can see, well, I don't know if you can see them that well. I have blue contacts in, and I was going to surprise y'all, but I don't think you can really see them that well. So, yeah, that's if you're saying that, you probably can't really see them. I'm so disappointed you can't really see them. So I'm trying to take a picture after the show so you can see them. But I'm going to get a lighter blue the next time. Thank you. That's probably why you're saying that, because I have the blue contacts in. And when he could not show proof, he actually charged people $5.99 to get a disc that he said had all this evidence that I was a prostitute and I was sleeping with all these men and I was sleeping with women, and people actually believed him, bought the CD. He said he had emails that I was telling him all the sexual positions that I liked, and I don't do that. Thank you, Alvin. I never did it. And people were waiting for the emails. They wanted to see what I said about my sex life and how I like to get screwed, and I never said that. I would never do that on the email. I'm grown. I don't go back and forth like that on email and texts and shit. And when he couldn't prove it after they bought it and saw it wasn't there, that's when his credibility started to go down. He even sent me emails. He was like, yeah, you told me how you like to get fucked in the asshole. I was like, no, I didn't do that. Now, I've done some things out of me, but I didn't do that. The guy from D Health Store that poisoned me in 2012 and 2013. I was taking stuff in 2012, 2013. And then instead of correcting the problem, which I know he meant to do it, went and told people that I was a whore and tried to literally destroy me and said I was going to die. So, yeah, that's who we're talking about. I'll come back later with it because I want to wrap it up now. But that was hell because I was so sick and I didn't know what was going on, but I did know that I didn't want to take a lot of drugs, and I knew the problem was not going to be fixed that way. So I had to learn to do this on a natural level and detox, and it was very spiritual. I really met God. I met my ancestors. I met my father. And I asked him, and I asked the spirits because it was so bad, and I could not keep my breath long enough to walk up the stairs or down the stairs. I would walk up the stairs and be sweating, and I have to lay up against the wall or sit on the floor. And if I come down the steps, I had to lean up against the wall, and I slid down on the floor because I didn't have energy to walk around my downstairs. And I saw the spirits, and I said, do I need to get ready? Am I dying? Because if I am dying, I can accept that. I just want to prepare because I have my child, I have all my things. So they said no. And my father said no, but you have to listen to me. Because I didn't know, I think I didn't know right off. But then I talked to my brother Bobby, and I found out that's what happened to my father. My father was poisoned, he was drugged, he was beaten, and he laid there. He was in a coma the whole 9 years, almost 9 years. When he would try to recover, he was very strong. He would get up, they would beat him and keep him drugged. So I said, okay, you know what? When those bloodline curses get in there, especially when they sign contracts, when they sign entertainment contracts, those things will jump, and the demons will jump, and they then have free reign to pick whoever they want through each generation, and it's directly in my father's bloodline. And I knew I have so much of his DNA, and I started to figure it out. Okay, so they want me. And so I literally barricaded myself in the house. I said, no, because they might kill me if I go to the hospital. I can't be around this guy. And people started calling me, and I said, don't say that. They said, Alexis, I ain't trying to start no shit. But do you think maybe this nigga gave you some? Because you have been out here for years, and you never look like that, and you never swelled up and got sick like that. I ain't trying to start nothing and mess up y'all friendship, but maybe this nigga gave you some because he won't give you a cure. And he acting like he don't know what's wrong with you, and now he's trashing you, so you're going to be dead by the end of 2013, and you're a whore, and you do orgies and shit, but there's no evidence, and everybody's asking, let us see it. I'm like, wow, you want to see my pussy? You want to see my coochie? You want to see my kitty cat? Like, you want, really? I'm like, I asked a woman, why do you want to see this? Like, why do you want to listen to him? Why do you want to read dirty emails that I didn't even have? Well, I just want to know what he said about your sex life. I'm like, but you're talking to me. You can ask me, and I'm telling you, I didn't say it. I didn't do it. I don't live that way. They still went to look at this salacious shit. Thank you, Serena, for a donation. Salacious shit about me that wasn't even true. And it was tearing me up that people were participating in it, but they still asking for the proof. And to this day, I'm still asking for the proof. Because I didn't do it. This man hasn't seen me do anything sexual. I haven't discussed anything sexual. And I did not do anything sexual with him, nor did I approach him in a sexual way. Yeah, I think you remember this. Yeah, he did that. And then you saw Elijah, if you remember, how he tried to destroy me. YouTube took his page down because he kept, thank you, Gatlin, for the donation. He kept trying to discredit me and destroy me while building up a fool. And I didn't think it then. I didn't want to think it. But Nipsey brought it to me. And then somebody else brought it to me and said he said it in the video. And this other lady, this other psychic, I ain't going to call her name. All I know is she got a cocked over wig with an uneven cut bang and gaps all in the bottom of her motherfucking mouth. She be talking to me and start, I read a poem about her a few months ago. She's saying this about me too. Oh, she's jealous of for what? Of what? Now it's starting to make sense. Now that Nipsey is coming to my life and I'm doing the readings, it's making sense. I mean, yeah, and so I want to mention that because that's been on my mind. I need to address that now. And then, I really don't know why women and men always want to start arguments with me and disagreements with me. I'm going to briefly touch on this, and I'm not going to say this woman's name because people have been saying it under my YouTube videos and sending me the videos of this lady that I agree with some things she said about me were correct, but I already said them in the video about a fool and how they set me up and stole from me and basically tried to blackball and destroy me. I dealt with that in the video, so she said that about me and said they were draining my energy and trying to destroy me and take my energy and take my soul from me and suppress me while they rise up. I agree with that. We know that. We see that. But then it went, the other stuff she said about me was not true. Was not true. I'm looking at it in the camera, and I'm saying it's not true, and I would like for her to prove it. She said that I'm not myself, that I am a clone, and it's a chip in my head from me taking the herbs from the guy from D Health store that poisoned me, that I got a chip through the herbs I took to poison me, and the chip is in my head, and that my soul, I've been killed on the astral. My soul has been snatched. And it's another spirit inside of me running me. And I'm not the same as I was when I started doing Vagina Power in 2006. And then people were saying, yeah, she's not the same. Okay, that was in 2006. We're in 2020. I know that I have not been cloned. I know that I have not been replaced. I know that I don't have a chip in the head. From him giving me herbs in 2012 and in 2013. I was just talking to one of my clients who happens to be a nurse, another one that happens to be a medical doctor, and a holistic doctor. And I asked them about this, as I'm bringing it up to you now. And I said, okay, I don't know why this lady is saying this about me. And that's fine if people want to believe it. But first of all, let me just make two or 3 points. Okay. I have the right to grow up and become a full-grown woman and to mature and to evolve. So, yeah, you don't see me like I was in 2006 and 2007, 2008, and 2009, afraid of my sexuality, uncomfortable with my body, and have been body shamed so much and all the things I went through wearing the same high-neck turtlenecks, hair pulled back in a ponytail, not down a plait and shit, with some fucking tennis shoes on, and a jacket covering my titties and all my fucking body, and having all these issues and this rage. With a fat-ass, light-skinned bitch sitting beside me who is taunting me, and you all don't hear it, and who's insulting me on the low, talking low, or between her teeth and shit, before the camera comes on, and then I'm smiling, welcome, this is my mother, all that shit. I'm still trying to get along with her and be an idiot, like they tell you to be. Oh, she could have had an abortion, so you've got to be nice to her. You got to forgive her, and she can abuse you because she gave birth to you instead of killing you. Yeah, but you're killing me now that I'm out of your ass. You're doing everything to abort me. You should have aborted me in your fucking uterus, bitch. Because you're doing everything to abort my vision, abort my self-love, abort my dreams, abort my self-respect, sabotage my relationship. Every man comes around, you tell him I'm a whore, and he's nice to me at one minute, then he acts dirty the next, and I don't know why. And then they stop coming around, and then finally they tell me it's because my mother said I was a whore. And I'm like, I was at home working. I didn't have a man here, and I wasn't out in the street, and they believe everything she says. And I'm supposed to keep on letting you abort my future, abort my wealth, my prosperity, and my success, destroy any possibility for love and success, because I'm bringing people around you, and you deliberately sabotage everything I fucking do, and call my jobs, and tell people to fire me and shit. It's like, I've been there, so yeah. I set boundaries, and I have self-love and self-respect, and now I'm comfortable with being a girl. I'm comfortable with my breasts, my cooch, all of that. Thank you, Asia, for the donation. And thank you for buying my products and telling me, you know, the review and that you love them. Thank you. I'm glad everybody giving me good reviews back. Yeah, that changed, because you're not going to come around me and do that anymore. Nobody. Then another thing, I used to talk really loud and scream because I wanted to show I wasn't soft. I wasn't a punk bitch. Well, I'm comfortable now. I'm a grown woman. I don't have to scream. I don't argue back and forth with no bitch. I ain't got time for that shit, because you know what? Now, it took you all to tell me that I had a voice when you heard me sing to my father. The video's on YouTube, and the video, thank you, D, up on Facebook of me singing the first time. I was scared to death, so I went and rented the place and sang by myself, but I shared it with you on Facebook. You all told me I had a voice, and you love the operatic tone of it that sounds very similar to my father, as well as hitting the whistle notes. I didn't know that. I didn't feel that way because I wasn't allowed to develop my voice. Thank you, Kimberly, for the donation. She always put me down, and she would never let me be around my father. And I remember being 12 years old. My father was still alive, but he was in the nursing home, and they were saying on the radio and television he was in a coma. Hey, LaDonna. And I would say, could you let me see my father? And she was married to her second husband, who she would let beat and torture us and laugh about it. Let grown people hit us and laugh about it. And I said, you know, why don't you let me see my father? Why don't you let me at least take me on a cassette tape and have somebody to send it to my father and play it by his bed? So maybe if he hears me, thank you, LaDonna, singing, he'll know there's somebody else on the planet that looks like him and sounds like him, and maybe he'll be strong. But I didn't know they were beating and drugging him to make sure that wouldn't happen, and because he wanted out of the industry, he wanted out of his contract so they can get the multi-million-dollar insurance policies they had on his life and take all of his fucking rights to his music and his royalties and all that shit. I didn't know that. Thank you, Pamela. So he walked down the hall to ask my mother, and then my mother told him to tell me, no, we're not letting you see your father before he dies, and no, we're not going to send a tape, and we're not going to let him see your picture. And I had not, even at 12, ever seen my father's face, so I didn't know. That's why when I put it out in the public, and my friend Ricky put the side-by-sides, and everybody said, oh, because my mother was like, oh, he attacked me, he raped me, and I know he didn't. But it's like my whole life, that's what I was called, something she didn't want, a rape baby. That's how I was introduced. My sister was introduced by her name, my half-sister, because we have different fathers, but I was introduced as the rape baby that she did not want. And I know, thank you, Tangi, for the donation. And when I met my father's other children, they were like, you said, you're not going to say that about my father, and you said that your mother was raped. I said, no, I didn't say that. I said, that's what my mother told me. I never believed that. I never said it was a fact. I said, that's what she told me. But she would never go to the police. She would never go to an attorney. And she would never let me see my father. And I know now my mother is an extreme narcissist, psychopath, sociopathic, compulsive, lying, dirty-ass bitch. And I know she was lying because she's lied about me and everybody she could fucking lie about. This bitch is disgusting. And I know that, and I don't have anything to do with them at all. And it took a long time to get to that point, because down south, they teach you with religion and Bible, that's you're supposed to do that shit and stick to that shit. I don't have to do a motherfucking thing that violates me and my rights as a human being to claim my right and give myself permission to be on this planet and do what the fuck I was born to do. And get to know, yeah, she was lying, her father didn't rape her. Why are you 16 years old skipping school in a hotel with a grown-ass man with, they say, dick down their leg? Why would you do that? You're a young girl. You're supposed to be in school, getting ready to graduate and get y'all goddamn education and your high school diploma. But you're down there sneaking out to a concert with your sister while your mother's working at night. And then you start sneaking out of school, meeting a grown man in a hotel early in the morning. I mean, you kind of know what's going to happen with that. Well, I don't deal with my family, Kimberly, so that's not an issue for me. Because I'm dealing with the healing and all the pain and the wounds. And what I said I was going to do is start working on my book. But what I think I'm going to do, because I don't have time right now and the year's almost over, to write all that stuff and get it edited. So what I'm going to do is like a video book where you can get it. And I'm going to talk about these things that still hurt. And right now, I don't deal with my family. Thank you, Sydney, for the donation. Oh, thank you. You gave me a good donation. Thank you. It hurts, and I know that we're going through retrogrades and all. Jupiter and Pluto, all these planets are up, and they make you face a lot of things that are very painful so that you can transcend and become a master over your life, a master over your emotions, and really heal and become something better, something bigger. So I know that I'm a wounded healer. I'll always be a wounded healer. I'll never be a perfect person. You know, I'll never be one of those people that had, you know, all this good stuff to say and never had pain, because I've had my whole life, I've had a lot of pain that I've had to work through. And I thought about it the other day, and I said, God, I wish I had somebody to talk to right now. I'm all this emotional stuff, and I knew it was natural with what we're dealing with the planet and the retrogrades. And then I thought about it, and I said no, because every time you talk to somebody in the past and you wanted friends, they always fuck you over, and then you have more issues and you still don't resolve the issue that you want to talk to somebody about. So why don't you talk to yourself? And then why don't you do something today and every day that helps you face this, even if you don't completely heal it, face it and decide what ways, what life skills, what tools you're going to use. And I thought about that as I'm going to start writing so we can have a series on healing the wounded little girl from an abusive mother, from a narcissistic mother. I know about that better than a lot of people. And to be honest with you, the more I look at the children being prostituted and hidden underground and put in cages and locked in the house and beaten and deprived of food and stuff like that, it makes me feel like, was my mother trained by these people? Because my mother used some of the same tactics. And she was a preacher, and she mixed it with religion. You have to let us do this. You're not going to tell anybody. You're not going to call the police. You're not going to call defects. And if you do, oh, you're going to hell. So you're going to switch the story. So it was times we were caught in that position where this bell, this high-pitched sound just was running through my ears right now, my head, where somebody would call them for us, and then defects would knock on the door and say, we were told that you were abusing your children, or one of your daughters, you did it this week. And she's like, that's a lie. I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, y'all called and told on me? And we're like, I didn't call. We really didn't call. Somebody else called. And she's like, well, we heard it was the younger sister. Can we look at her? No, you can't. Can we talk to her? No, you can't. Thank you, Thomas. And it's like, can we see her body where they said she was scarred at, or where you hit her at? Can we look at? No, you can't. And back then, unfortunately, they didn't go get a court order. They didn't call the police. They didn't get backup to say, we're not going to leave. We think something's going on. You need to knock on the door. You need to examine the little girl. You need to talk to the mother. So they would just leave. And then she would turn and say, you dirty children. God is going to punish you. God said, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. And you are going to hell. You're going to suffer because you told that we beat you and that we beat you. And it's like, but you did. So it's really conflicting. Okay, so I'm supposed to love this God and pray to this God that lets you abuse me because you're his servant, and you preach and you go to church and you evangelize all around the world and all around the United States. And these people love you and respect you, but you abuse your kids, and it says Jesus loves the little children, but then at the same time, Jesus is going to send me to hell, and Jesus is going to protect you for abusing your children, and you let your husband kick your daughter while you lay in there and laugh, kick him with some steel-toe construction boots, stuff like that. And now we did this to you, we did this to your sister, we're going to church now, and we're going to lock you in, and oh, and honey, my mother would tell her husband, oh, and honey, go take all the phones out of the wall and take the cords, and he's going around in the room, taking them and wrapping the cords around the fucking phones, taking the phones and shit out. Yeah, I went through shit like that. And the other stuff I'm not even going to get into tonight, but I get into it when I break this down, and yeah, and my grandmother knew, church people knew, and they were so terrified of her. And you know another thing, the same thing like you see in entertainment now, how these people are, they weren't going to stand up for us, and they knew we were being abused because my mother had money and influence and a luxury place in Buckhead. So they licked her ass and thought she was going to do favors for them or help them or her connections and shit. So they would turn their head and let us suffer. Who are we? We're just kids. And praise her and go along with the shit and we're begging like, please, would you call somebody? Like, would you tell defects? Like, this is what, and here, look, that she did this right there, and look at her, and she did that. Would you please help with, or can we come stay with you? Can you help us go? No, you can't stay with me. And no, I'm not going to call to help you. No, I'm not going to go behind your mother. How dare you say that about the servant of God? And then go tell her that we said, and she's like, I'm going to beat your ass because you told. Yeah. That was hell because we couldn't get out and we didn't have anywhere to go. And we worked for my mother, and she would pay her friends and pay my grandmother, and then she took our checks. So I'm putting this shit together now. I'm sitting here, thinking about all this stuff. And I'm just like, if I was a clone and I had a chip in my head, how would I remember all, like, if I'm not really Alexys? You see what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck am I saying the same shit that I said almost 20 years ago that happened to me? If another person's in my body and another spirit, yeah, I said she was a preacher, was in my body, how am I still saying these same motherfuckers ain't shit? The same motherfuckers entertainment I said who fucked me over and poisoned me still ain't shit. If I'm controlled by them and they done killed my soul and replaced me, I would be flipping that shit around and telling you, oh, I ain't mean that shit. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that shit. I don't mean that about Puma. I don't mean that about a fool. I don't mean that. No, that's, you know something wrong with Alexys. That ain't Alexys. What the fuck? I said the same shit that I said the day Nipsey was assassinated. I did his first reading because, like I said, for people that know, a lady contacted me 5 days before, like on a Tuesday, and I never forget he was assassinated on that Sunday. I did his reading. And other psychics and even other people laughed. They laughed so hard and said, that bitch crazy. And even people in entertainment. Oh, this is just a disagreement with two homeboys. Y'all don't read into this. Don't question this. Leave it alone. RZA said he was shot 5 times, 6 times. 5, was it? 5 to the body, 1 to the head. See? And we know that's a lie. He was shot 11 times. All the fuck over. All over. And my very first reading, you can go back and look at it. I said this is also about real estate. This is about organized crime, gangs, and powerful men that have power in politics, high, and power low. I had even said that this man was assassinated. This man was set up. And in the first reading, I said this man was shot with 2 guns. A silver revolver and a black semi-automatic. Then Nipsey was so cold with the shit, he told me to come back. Because I said, my mouth dropped. I said, wait a minute. I know I said this shit. I got to find which video, because I don't know the name of it. If you know the name of it, you let me know. There's a video I did. Nipsey told me to come back and tell what guns were on the scene and what bullets. He mentioned a 9mm as one of the guns was on the scene, and he mentioned different bullets and that they were trick guns and bullets. Different bullets that match different guns, because you have one gun that also has a smaller gun that will match it. And I have it here. The title of it was Nipsey Hussle Assassination, Short-Nosed Black Revolvers, 3 types of revolvers and bullets. And I'm looking at what I said, and as I said, a 38 special, 357 bullets. 357 can use a 38 bullet and a 9mm and a 40 cal and a 44 mag and a bulldog revolver, 40 cal bullets, 380s. And I said it went through his liver. He was hit from different directions by multiple shooters, and it was shot this way. And I started getting calls and comments, and people were laughing and said, this bitch is crazy. She needs to shut the fuck up. Oh, that made me want to talk more and dig deeper. Because I knew that for you to say that about me, I was saying something other readers were not, because Nipsey was telling me things he wasn't telling everybody else. Then last week or so when I did the video and he showed me how to make the blue velvet bag, I was sitting there sewing, listening to the transcript. My mouth dropped because the coroner, not the one, she didn't do the autopsy, but she was reading off the other medical examiner that they examined Nipsey. And she started saying how the liver was torn. And the bullet went through the liver into the spine and severed the spine. Oh, really, Dee? The same ones laughing was the same ones claiming your words as their own, though. Really? Well, they should show you, because y'all can check my footwork. You can see the first reading I released. I did it on the day he was assassinated, but I didn't release it to what, April 6th, April 7th? It's right there. And I said, y'all, yeah, but see, they don't have proof they said it that soon. Because people were emailing me and was like, yo, what the fuck? Alexis, what the fuck is going on? You calling out body parts? This man was shot in. He was just shot 3 or 4 days ago. What the fuck? Because I'm saying, yeah, he was hit low. Bullets down here in his low bowel. Bullet over here on his leg and the thigh. Almost tore the artery on the iliac or femoral artery that run down into the leg. So he was hit almost in his penis, his male organs. He was hit low and all around the intestine. I said, bullet low, down around the navel. So then you come up, because he told me. He got me out my body and told me to come in the autopsy room. He said, I want you to see my body. And I said, Nips, I can't. You naked. I can't look at you. He said, no, look at me. He said, I want you to tell the world what they did to me. I'm not sure if that was in the first one or that might have been in Cowboy 1 or something. I got to go back. I'm sure if y'all know, tell me what the name is, because I don't remember. I don't said so much. I don't remember everything, but I stand by what the fuck I said. And I told y'all, even when women threatened to fly down here and whoop my ass, and either other psychics threatened to come jump me with their ankle bracelet on, they monitor on for house arrest, I still said, I said what the fuck I said. I ain't taking the shit back and taking it down until you can prove that I'm lying. Then I'll apologize and I'll take this shit down. Other than that, if you was coming down to the dirty South, goddammit, you know I'd be up all night. So I'm going to lay sleep. But I usually get up around 12. If that, just let me know when you coming so I can pop the lock. Because I am not no punk bitch. Even if I got to fight, I'm going to stand by what the fuck I believe this man said. And I believe that man came in here. I couldn't prove it, but I believe that man came in here. Yeah, Tree. Long titties. Long cow titties. You know, when we was in elementary school, we used to go up there and see Rosebud, the cow. We got so excited we couldn't sleep. We want to go see Rosebud, and they let us line up and put that bucket under her udders, them long titties, so we can pull the titty and the milk come down. Look just like rowboat slide all the way down their chests. That's right, 10 toes down in this bitch. So I said, you just gonna have to do it. And I was surprised that these are women that are chronologically younger, want to fight drip. So I'm just like, well, you know, I told the nigga I was riding, so I guess we're gonna goddamn ride. Laughing how I said it was, I put an APB out on the snake. So where the snake at? There's a goddamn python. I said, it was an albino python that looked like that snake. And I'm a slave for you, Britney Spears video, goddamn. I said, where the snake at, goddamn? The snake talked to me. He was stuck up, but he turned his head. I said, that's all right, bitch. I'll get in your head and find the shit. And he said the snake was there when I got shot with his owner that's a rolling 60. I said, the snake is rolling. The snake is crippin'. I said, is you crippin'? He said, yeah, I'm crippin'. Turn it. I said, that's all right, bitch. I said, y'all, it's a snake. We're looking for the snake. They laugh about that. Man, this bitch just gets more bizarre. Every time I see her reading, I can't even take this bitch. Yeah, that was the psychic saying. They keying, giggling. Said the white folks was over there. Somebody was in disguise as a white man. And Nipsey done got more cold and surgical with a bitch. Come in here and tell me that they got RH negative rhesus factor blood. Oh man, they went in on they had a field day. They laughing about that shit. You know I took it. Cause I said I'm gonna ride with you, nigga. I took it. How I said when he had me in the embalming room, he told me to come close. Yeah, and the albino snake out there. It was there the day of that evening in the gas station, the Shell gas station next to the marathon being held by a fat nigga. A big nigga. Like I told y'all, I seen a big one that like eat powder donut and have powder around his goddamn mouth and smoke motherfucking cigarettes and shit. Was standing right there with it. We got the picture. Got the video. Okay. When Nipsey said, come here, because I said I would never disrespect, because mother never tried to contradict her. I said, I don't know why I'm seeing it, but I have to say what the man told me, because she said he was clean and he looked like he was asleep. And, they were gender neutral colors. Yeah, that's right, Ty said he liked them honey bun and them powdered donuts. And smoked that shit. And one of them smoked no cigarette. And then the snake said, new pope. She started crying. The snake started crying. The next day I woke up. Y'all done sent me a video. Found a video on YouTube with Nipsey and a nigga named New Pope that rapping friends with him talking to DMX. Drinking. But I'm crazy though. You look at it right now. Your name New. I said, what you said? I said, snake, what you talking about? Some cigarettes? No. Newport, the nigga named. I said, okay. I know they finna laugh, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go back and say it, but I know they finna laugh. Y'all, he said nigga named Newport. And then y'all found this shit. All of a sudden, you know, the psychics didn't find it so funny. Cracking jokes, I go read their comments about me. They laugh. I ain't said nothing. They laugh, and I said, yeah, that shit do sound funny, don't it? It do sound far-fetched. I know. I said, but it's all good, though. I'm going to stick by the shit. Because I believe Nipsey had said the shit. I believe that man walked in here and said that shit. And when the mother said he was clean, and he looked like he was asleep, no scar on him, when I told y'all, when I was, hey, Shara. Hey, beautiful Shara, Prophet. I looked at his forehead, and I touched it. I think that might have been a Cowboy 1 or 2 when I saw his body. And I said, touch up here. I said, what's wrong with your pretty face? What's wrong with your face? It was blood. It was a dried up hunk of blood up on his forehead, like right up in here. And then it come down and it was dried with some scratches and shit on Nipsey's forehead. And then come down on the side of his face. And then I looked back, and as I kept looking back, and I looked on his ear, and I looked on his neck, and I looked on his shoulder, I see you have bruises and scratches and contusions on your forehead. It was just a hunk of bloody up in here. and dried patches, looked like a scar, a little hole or something. But you know, nobody confirmed it. And that's when people were like, how could you say this stuff, Alexis? Like, you naming pods and bullets and shit, and we don't even have an autopsy report released, and you're saying, I said, because he's telling me to tell. I saw him, I saw his body, then I looked at his chest, and it was full of blood. All in the middle of his cabin shit, he had bled all inside of his chest. And in his lung, I saw the left lung, I saw a bullet in it. I saw the right one, I saw a bullet in it. He was showing me this shit, and I knew that people laughed and said, oh, he ain't talking to her. This bitch is crazy, trying to get to you. Why would I say some raw, detailed, anatomical location shit like that? Knowing that I said it so detailed that I could get motherfuckers to put me on blast. When that autopsy report came out, y'all could easily say, okay, she said it was something up here on his forehead, some blood and a patch of blood up here. And I said right here, I said it was shot in the back of the head. He had a central nervous system disorder, and then the thoracic region of spine was messed up. And I said his liver was towed, he was shot this way, that way, and the goddamn back. I don't care what nobody say. Eric Holder didn't do this by himself. And they said when no shooters there. That's not true. Nipsey's telling me that's not true. I know the footage looked like it was just one shooter, and he would run away, come back and shoot again, run away, come shoot again. I'm telling y'all, something is wrong with that footage. I'm still saying it was somebody else out there shooting. And then I saw a military trained person, like a sniper, on the roof, across from it, that could have shot at a distance. Close to the area though, on the same street. I keep seeing it. I saw it last night. I was going to get into some other things. I might have to come back and get some other things because, yeah, but let me finish that. The autopsy was saying this man was shot in both lungs. Because I saw on the left and blood was all down. It was a hole leaking down. Saw the bullets, and I saw him not being able to breathe. And I saw the leg, low pelvis, and they said they retrieved bullets from the main low pelvis. Low, because I also said they shot him low. I shot him in the back. And he was scarred all up here. I'm not sure they kicked that man in the eye or in the teeth. I wonder what's them all there. It went down one leg. One leg was more damaged than the other. I said that shit in April of 2019. And I started the reading on March 31st when he was assassinated. That same day, he started talking to me. And then I hear this autopsy report, and as I'm sewing the blue bag, like he's telling me to sew it, I'm sewing. I said, she said his liver was torn. The bullet went back, hit the spinal column, went through it, and cut the spinal cord in half. So it was shot up in the front of the head, but it did not penetrate the skull. So it was like an abrasion, a contusion. And if you go back, you know, especially the ones that were, this bitch is crazy. I said, what is on your head? Baby, what is on your pretty face? You got this blood and this dried up blood caked up all around your forehead, and it was running down and dried and stuck on here and down, and then scratches and shit, and like he had been kicked. Here and all around and in the back. He said I had to fight. He said I couldn't. I started beating them. They got the best of him and got mad. So they jumped me. Now, I still don't know how it happened because we only saw him standing there and getting shot. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to take back what I said. I just don't know how. I don't know where the footage is. But he showed me the guns. And when they said, the driver, she said, I didn't know he was going to do that. She said, they said, so when he got back in the car, and you say you didn't know Nipsey was shot, did you see any gun? I'm sewing. She said, yeah, I saw two. She said, what was it? She said, one was a silver revolver. and the other was a 9mm. I'm not taking credit for it. I said the man said the shit. I heard him in the spirit. Now, I know a lot of people lie and pretend to be something that they not, and then they be frauds, pretend they can see and hear people, and, oh, I see dead people, all that shit. So I understood you, and trust me, I never got upset about it. The only reason I got upset is when people want to do violent shit to me. Because you don't like what I said, and you don't like what I said about Puma baby mama helping to dig the grave. And I have, since I've been taking a rest, I asked him, do you want to change what you said about Puma? Did I hear that wrong? He looked at me and said, no, it's what I said last year. And she trying to get the rest of my money. And he said that she's still after some of his cryptocurrency. And you see her buddy, T.I., been charged with cryptocurrency fraud. He was in the shit too, like I told y'all last year how they popped that mile and fucked them twins. He in it because he Puma friend. You know, damn, that's right. I don't even have to say allege about that part. Because what I said and said about his body and what they did, the coroner has it confirmed. And the witness, the driver, confirmed what the fuck I said. Now, the other part, I don't know for a fact what I said about Puma and the Sixers. I know the Sixers were involved. Not all the Sixers. Some of them so jealous of him. And some of them know all money in. Like that one, what his name? Kobe Supreme. He be with Puma. He keep telling me Kobe Supreme. Jealous of him. Really not his friend. Don't like. He's in it for the money. He knew about the setup too. Something about him off. Him and Puma. But you know what? This is alleged. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are spiritual readings. These are things I said I get from the spirit and that I channel. I'm a medium and I hear through people that are considered dead, physically dead, but really disembodied, yet still alive. That can get up, walk, talking shit. The way he told me. She's still looking for the chip. He told me they have moved their location to Las Vegas. The 60s are in Las Vegas because it dried up like I told y'all, and shit went on and got real hot in LA. So they don't regroup down there in Vegas. And he showed me it's a clown. A damn clown. He is in Vegas. It's a sign. When I look out there with that tall building like a needle, underneath there, there's a neon sign with a clown up under it. And I said, where's the bank? He said they deal with wire fraud, bank fraud, money laundering, casinos, and credit card fraud, and prostitution, and sex trafficking. And hits for hire. And Puma is with the 60s. Because her saying she may have some relatives or uncles or something that was 60, so she has a right to get inside of there. I don't know. That's word on the street. She's in there with them and they're scamming, and Puma want Nipsey cryptocurrency. Allegedly. Circus, baby, that circus, that clown on circus. There's some tricky shit and there's some devilish shit and demons coming out of the desert. And it ties to Disney World and child trafficking and shit underground. Some of them are dirty and involved in this man's assassination. I'm just trying not to go too far in the shit, you know, because it's clear I'm disliked. But you know, I haven't been getting any threats lately. I guess they're quiet. You know how a bitch do. When they say you crazy and they laughing at you and you're lying, oh, every kick, and doing videos on me and shit and said I'm a liar. But now, LA PD and LA coroners ain't gonna lie for me. The driver, the getaway driver for Eric Holder ain't gonna lie for me. This bitch said that the nigga had 2 guns. described the same motherfuckers that I said. Nipsey told me to come back. It says a 9mm. Now, maybe I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the nigga ain't came in here. Maybe he ain't came to the Dirty South. Somebody know him did, goddammit. Cause why did I hear what the fuck I told y'all that I heard, and then the shit come out in the goddamn transcripts and the autopsy report? I don't know what it is, and now I hear crickets. Where's the giggling and the goddamn kikiing about me and the jokes about me, goddammit? Where is the shit? And then I said the white folk were there, and it was a white man, a white lady there, and then the white girl gets up on her Instagram and hold her goddamn receipt up proudly and said I was at the store and showed pictures of her and Nipsey together. 2-3 days leading up to it at the basketball game, she was right there on the property and left, she said, before the shooting. She white with blonde hair, like I had said, but they said I'm crazy. Now, you won't give a player no apology. You said I need to go to get a mental help. You said I need to get some counseling. I need some medicine because these demons come in here and they lied to me. Y'all don't offer no med. You don't offer no goddamn prescription discount for me. You boot up. I talk to dogs. I talk to horses. I talk to the goddamn reptile. I talk to the monkey that Nipsey brought in here that belonged to Molly Mall. I told y'all how he whooped bitches' ass and shit. And the monkey know the code and know how they goddamn get in and out. Then it come out. Girl come out and say he beat her and she was pregnant and got niggas to kick the baby out of her ass. But you know, I need to find some therapy. Huh? Yeah, they blue. Nipsey blue. You know, I can't say that I'm not eccentric, exaggerated, sometimes emotional. Hell, with the things I've gone through, I'm surprised I'm as sane as I am. I might have some, I'm sure I do have some emotional problems and hurt, but yet God still blessed me and I could still see that though. I can still see, no matter what I done been through and how crazy I may seem, and you laugh at me and you talk about me, this is the best revenge. Because these are legal court documents and autopsies that confirm what this crazy bitch that talked to demons said. Because I want to help this man. And remember I told y'all months ago too, I said Nipsey told me what I see in California, I see fire everywhere. And I didn't know why. I seen it. And I saw water problems and I saw water disruptions. Y'all need to get the fuck up out of there. Because now, I told you I seen them dragons, 4 dragons, and he showed me, Nipsey showed me the other day, apocalypse is coming out there. They're the horsemen, and one of them is the headless horseman riding on death. Fuck the white horse. We got the white one, the black one. I seen 4 of them. Like I seen the dragons loose blow in the fire. He told me that last night. The apocalypse is coming. War is coming. And California, not just California, but other states will be broken up in divisions. And there will be many states or many districts or many cities. Or they want to secede or pull away. The governors, the way they have the governors over the city, they want to talk about this and pull away and have them separate from the federal government. Having militia and military have been let loose. It's going to be more fire. Nipsey said the war is coming. This ain't finna get better. Because they are trying to destroy a system and restructure and rebuild it to turn it over to AI. And to get rid of a certain amount of people. And then he mentioned Disney. And then Naya came back up I didn't want to say this, and I've been holding it, but I believe that Naya had something to do with them yachting girls, them girls that go on them yachts with them rich men that are also pedophiles, and he said Disney. They also come through Disney, and he said Disney deals with entertainment and movies and groom them out of there. They be down there under this city and in this mountain in California. And also in the desert, he mentioned King, the Lion King, Blackest King, and Jesus is King with Kanye. You see what I'm saying? Did you hear me? And the Blue Genie, coming from that Disney movie. When you're dealing with Africa and you're dealing with the desert, that's one of the demonic gods that is coming through Disney. Because they control a lot of child porn and child prostitution. And this little boy, yeah, most of those people are crazy like that. Some of them are cloned that they put into singing, into dancing, into acting. They come from Disney, being molested and caged and raped and prostituted and moved along the elite. Naya, I don't want to say this, Lord. Naya might have been dating some men, some rich men. Yes, Aladdin. He mentioned Aladdin. Nipsey mentioned Aladdin and Genie, and how that ties into the desert. One of the demons has risen, a demon god king. One of the demonic gatekeepers has risen out of Africa and out of the desert. Like I told y'all a few months ago, watch Iran, Iraq, China, and Russia. Also, China has a big portion of what's getting ready to go on in LA and own it, and really own a lot of parts of LA and want to dominate LA and running underground city right now. They're getting ready to collapse the economy of LA. And I want to thank the people of LA that love Nipsey so much and love me and supported me. That's why I told y'all the spiritual drought and the catastrophe was coming, and you had to prepare and rise up instead of go low. Yeah, the jinn. But the king of the jinn of the African region, coming from the desert in Arabia. And I'm telling you, it's black. This thing is nasty. And then you see in the news, since I did that reading, it's been problems with U.S., Iran, Iraq, and China, and Russia. Parts of LA are going to talk into a no man's land, like you saw in the Terminator. You're not going to be able to live in parts of that. And then they're letting people set fire, and then there are natural fires all over. Yes, China's taking over Africa, but I'm telling you, this thing is old. The demon rose up and sat on the throne. I saw it come. It came through Disney, the movie The King, Blackest King. One of them was in there. It's in the Black Panther, because the Panther came in here. It was in that movie. And it have to do with that man, because he come in and try to talk. I said, I can't hear it all right now, because I'm still talking to Nipsey. I'm tired. I'm dealing with all these orders and shit. These people that love me and respect me and done waited these goddamn month. Don't come here, Chadwick. Not then. So I said, not Chadwick, I can't take it. I know you I can tell you seem like you're long-winded. But what I will tell you is Chadwick signed a contract. There wasn't an accident. What happened to him? He had an agreement. Can't get all into it right now. But it ties into Disney. Now, was Disney affiliated with the Black Panther in some type of way? Or the cartoon? I don't know, because Nipsey told me about Disney. And you see how all of them got the king in it? Lion King. And then in Aladdin, there was a genie king, a jinn that grants your wishes out the bottle, rising up out of Africa. Blackest King. And then Kanye got his head on Jesus is King. They're really not Jesus. What he talking about, they ain't let Kanye go. Kanye is not they own Marvel. Oh, Nipsey was right then. And then he said there was some gay shit. That's what Chadwick. See, I'm not finna get into it. Chadwick said it's a little cabal, a little group to get in them movies and get in the inner circles and get them deals. He said that they fucky, sucky. Lord, I'm finna drink me some liquor. I ain't got time. See, that's why I don't like to come here with this bullshit, because y'all sit up here and like it. And then I say this shit and people laugh at me and make fun of me and then want to kill me and come show up at my house and jump me and shit. Chadwick say some of them niggas in them in that Panther shit had to drop it low and open your drop it low, swing your balls low, pull your dick high, and let me go in your booty hole. See, Chadwick don't come here with that messy shit, because you seem real refined and elegant and educated in your body. Don't come over here with the bullshit, because you know I'm with this shit. I'm with it, but I'm trying not to get in no more trouble. Oh, you messy. See, because you ain't stuck up now. You ain't got to go by these fake ass rules with the boule. He laughing. See, I'm not finna do it. Black Panther. Not tonight. We do it. No. It's late. And I'm tired. I had to make myself come do this bullshit. I didn't know I was going to talk like this and let the shit out. As Nipsey starts to do this, it hurt. It brought a lot of pain back. You know, because we're dealing with 2020, exposing things, seeing truth, seeing vision, seeing our own shit. We fucked up with delusional. This little, Lord God, they taking me, I'm looking, this little boy is in this, it looks like the Tower of Babel, but it also looks like the tower which is getting ready to crumble on the tarot card, the 11. He's in this tower, looks like a metal tower, and you can't see it if you don't know it's there. And it's in the California mountains where the trees are real tall and you can't see it. It's dealing with government and it's dealing with military. This little boy told me the military controls a lot of the Hollywood movies and control the children. He said they got this underground camp down there where they take these children and they traffic them to rich people and got these underground road. It says underground railroad, and the train is attached to the shit, just like a train is attached to running through the Marathon property. Where I told y'all Nipsey told me it was underground trafficking, having them children underground, and how my Lamar was associated with the trafficking and prostitution going over into where Africa is, Saudi Arabia. And in the desert, and they had this location from Atlanta and all the way up there. The little boy said it. It was a group of children, and he said, my dad is a general in the military. I said, your daddy got you down here in prostitute? He said, yeah. And then he said that, oh, shit, this phone is going out. And the little boy, I ain't gonna stay long. What time is it? Somebody, I don't know what time it is. The little boy came in here and started whispering to me. Somebody tell me what time Eastern time, standard time is, I don't know. And I'm looking, I said, where it at? So he started looking, and so I'm sitting, my eyes is going like this. I said, whoa, these trees are big, and they tall, and they old. You're in the California mountains. He said, yeah. Don't nobody know what's up there but the military and certain people in Hollywood. He said a lot of the actors are programmed to get real high. He mentioned Julia Roberts. And I don't know why he mentioned Julia Roberts. I said, you know what? I'm not repeating all this you said. He said her, and he said, look at her children. Either some kind of way she didn't have them or she was impregnated with designer children. That's what he say. This is a little ass boy that's talking to me, telling me this stuff. He's very intelligent, and he's been traumatized and abused too. And so he's looking at me, He's not blinking, and it was a couple of other kids with him. He was barefooted, had kind of brown, like dark, not chocolate brown, like medium brown hair, had like a bowl cut little white boy. And he had these big old blue eyes. And I said, oh, Lord, this brings back bad memories, because he reminded me of my neighbor. And I loved that little boy, and I felt sorry for that little boy. His name was Jonathan. His grandparents kept him because their daughter, which was his mother, didn't want him. And I knew how that felt. And Jonathan liked to play with my son, but sometimes my son didn't want to play because my son was out there in them streets, 8 and 9 years old. He out there pimping and hustling in the goddamn street and shit, and collecting money like he pimping and shit at 8 and 9 goddamn years old. So they was the same age. So he don't want to play with Jonathan, who is sweet and innocent. He running with the goddamn dope boys and shit at goddamn 9 years old. So he leaves. He would leave, and Jonathan would be looking down. And I said, what's wrong, baby? And he said, I want to play with your son, but none of them won't play with me. And I said, well, that's okay. You want to come? I said, I know I'm not a kid, but you want to come in the house and hang out or watch TV or something till they come back and get a snack? And he said, mm-hmm. So I see he wasn't scared of black people. Because he come in my house. They live next door in the next building. And he would sit in there with me, and I'd be in the kitchen cleaning up or cooking or something. I come look at him. And he'd be in the living room sitting there, and he just had his head down. And I said, baby, what's wrong? And he said, don't nobody want to play with me. Don't nobody like me. And I said, oh boy, I know that feeling. And I couldn't make him play with him. And he was very, soft. But what I realized, he was like me. You're not soft because you're sensitive. Many times you're an empath. And you're very spiritual. And people don't know that. They don't know how to deal with that. And you can see through people and see things. And he would say it hurt him because he didn't know where his mother was. His mama wouldn't come see him. She dumped him on the grandma. And then a lot of times they'd be like, we're going to the High Museum, or, we're going to an event. We want to take your son. And I'm like, sure, take him. And I would give him the money for the ticket and get him something to eat. And so he would be hanging with them. But then in between there, for some reason that baby would come to my house. And I guess he knew I wasn't going to molest him or bother him or nothing. And I would just hug him. And I was like, I love you, Jonathan. Don't cry. And it just made me remember my little girl, and I was treated the same way by my mother. And I would just hug him. And I was like, it's gonna be okay, okay. And he said, mm-hmm. And he'd just sit in my house with me. He'd sit on the sofa, and I said, come on, let's go outside. I think your grandma might be looking for you, because we live so close, so they didn't mind him hanging with me. The little boy looked like Jonathan, and I said, oh God damn, why the fuck did this happen? And I realized I started feeling the pain again, because I could feel that baby's pain. And he would just hug me. He'd lay on me. And I don't know what happened, because we moved and we didn't keep in touch with them. And so the little boy's looking at me, and he looks like I wanted to call him Jonathan. But he called himself another name, but he said it was Jack. And I said, oh fuck, it sounds like it's close to Jonathan. And I was like, is that the same little boy? Because I don't know what time it is. Just because I see him in the other dimensions as a young one, it doesn't mean he's young right now. You see what I'm saying? So he's got a couple of other kids behind him, and they look. It was a girl, and she had dirty blonde hair, like it was dirty. I said, wow, so they do this to white people too. They don't discriminate, because he said that his daddy was over one of the programs, and his mother knew. He said, shh, my mom. I don't want my mom to hear. I said, what, your parents know? He said, yeah, they're down. And then he told me how a lot of the grown men would have a satanic raping session. Like some of the children, they would do them for satanic rituals, and then they would give them away, or traffic the babies, or sell the babies, and they would take the organs or would clone them. He said they would take like little girls. I said, how's that possible? Little girls, 7, 8, 9, and 10 years old, walking around with a big old stomach, pregnant. I said, how could that be when they don't have a period? They're not ovulating. He said, yes, they are.
He said because they give them fertility drugs to produce a period. They pump them full of hormone. So they can get gang rape that little in a demonic ritual ceremony and impregnate it over and over and over and lay there in pain. Little bitty body like that stretched real big, tearing the skin and shit up. And they have the baby skin hanging long and shit. And people don't understand. They can't tell nobody, get them trapped. And they make them have multiple babies like that and endure the pain. And then he said, give them to some of these celebrities. And they are controlled. Their life is controlled. And the children are controlled because they're not really real. Or they already come out belonging to the devil. Because they have been ritualistically programmed during the rapes, and then you've been fucked by so different many grown men that the little girl don't know who the daddy is, and they like it like that, where they take the child and the little girl don't know what happened to it, don't know who the father is. They'll have these multiple men gang rape them and then sell them. He said by the time they get 12, they too old to them. That's old to them. So even though they have them and they impregnate them, they like them under 12, really under 10. That little boy saying that shit. And I'm just sitting there looking. Like, wow, you know all of this so young. He said he grew up in a satanic family. He said a lot of them are military. And tied, the movie industry is controlled and tied to the military industrial complex. And Disney. Nipsey saying it. And as Nipsey saying it, I'm writing it down. The little boy come and just started talking to me. And I said, oh my God. You remind me of a little boy I loved. And I wonder what happened to him. And he reminded me of myself because he was so sad. And he was so sweet. And you look just like him. And he's just standing there at my bedroom door just talking. He felt so comfortable like he knew me. But I'm like, okay, damn, this is like some deja vu, really crazy shit. So I'm writing this down. What time is it, anybody? Tell me what time. Because I didn't get on. Okay, let me get on quick with somebody. Tell me what time it is. Yes, MK Ultra. Let me see if I can see what time it is. I guess this is going to be an all goddamn nighter. Hold on. Oh, it's good time. If it's right. Okay. I'm going to get off that and I'm going to get back to it later when I come back. Do you all remember what's on my page? The young man that's a fugitive. Now, that's a story that I kind of didn't want to tell. I didn't tell it, and I don't tell people's business about their readings unless... What time is it, baby? Southern time, ATL time. Let me see. What are the candles looking like? Aren't they pretty? They're so beautiful. Yes, okay, so I'm not wrong. That's okay. Wow. I've talked a lot of shit and still got time. The young man. What is his name? I'm going to tell y'all about this shit. And that's why, another reason too, I said I can't do these types of readings and make the products and come to a show. It was just tearing my body up. But yeah, I will say quickly, if I get on him, I do believe that Naya was murdered because she knew about the child trafficking because she came from Disney. And she was involved in dealing with the yachting. And she wanted to pull away and she knew too much. She knew what was going on with the trafficking and the prostitution and the abuse and even the murder of these girls. Grown women like her age and even younger. She knew it. She wanted to... I didn't want to say it, but I think she was involved in it. Naya was dealing with wealthy men. But they were the dangerous kind that run the system. They call it yachting. I've been holding it to myself. And she told me, I just won't say nothing. Because she didn't deserve that. And I seen somebody under the water pull her down. Somebody got on the right kind of gear and can see down there waiting for it to get down there. And somebody watching it from the top. If they down at the bottom, they can do that. And then Yes, Chaz, I hate to say that, but I think that baby was in that to, to make money, till she get more opportunities. And like man was involved in it, and I keep seeing that dog. I keep seeing a dog. Just like I see a dog around somebody that has something to do with Nipsey. One is Lil, and one is a girl, and one is a boy. Like a female that knows Nipsey, that knew this was going to happen, has a dog. And it's something about the way the dog mouth and teeth is shaped that turned me off, like them toothpick teeth in his mouth. Kind of pushed up mouth. I don't know if this is a pit, a Rottweiler, mix. Yeah, and he showed me it was an angel. Nipsey was standing in the graveyard, and smoke was going over his head and his braid, all around his face, and he was an angel in the graveyard, a statue, and the statue was crying, and smoke was going around the angel too. And they said, death and destruction is coming. And he was looking at his grave. And I said, did something happen to his grave? A graveyard or something? Because that's where he was. With that angel that had the wings on it, and it looked like it was made of stone. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's in the angels in that way yet, and the statues of them. And tears was running out the angel eyes as the smoke was coming through the graveyard. And this was standing there with his legs together and his hands together. And the smoke and big ashes was moving across his braids. Coming from the back, coming all around, wrapping around his body. And moving forward like a fog had come down. That's when they started telling me the stuff they're telling me. Okay. Let's get into... Yeah, something going on with that graveyard. Something bothering him out there, that graveyard. And about them graves, I don't know what's going on out there. But also seen that thick smoke, so that means this fire ain't finna stop. And there's some fucked up shit going out there in Cali. You better move out them areas. I done told y'all, I told you, he said we're coming, and that damn virus was coming at the end of 2. I don't know, Trish, you couldn't cremate it because he said something was done with his body. Organ was taken out. He was dug out, very violated. You know they do that with an autopsy and take your brain. A lot of stuff. He said he was so violated, and then go to an embalming after that if you've been cut it. He says he has 2 bodies. I see one. I see the other. We all have 2 bodies, but he said. And they look like 2 physical ones to me, so I don't know if they cloned. They wanted his blood and his tissues. Some certain beings, they'll kill you and then take your shit off of you. If they can control you and get your gifts and usually make money, they'll take your blood. They're going to just like they did Henrietta Lacks. Is that her name? Create whole other human beings, whole cures. I know. And that's right. Yeah, I love Nipsey too. It's just so fucked up. Because he can see and hear all of this. And he keeps saying Vegas. Them 60s is out there in Vegas with Puma. And they got a whole new operation. They running out there and setting up new skin. I love you too, William. Beautiful man. Beautiful, elegant, classy man. And he says they doing some shit out there. And I seen Puma, baby mama, allegedly, is something else that she didn't get of his, and it ties to currency, but it is not U.S. paper currency. It looks like gold coins and cryptocurrency, but I think Black Sam got it. I hope control of it, because he didn't marry her. He didn't give her access to his account, so they're trying to figure out her and some of them dirty ass 60s. Allegedly, how to go and get the rest of that man's account, because he might have had one out in Vegas. Something hid in Vegas. That's what he keeps saying. He said, and tell his brother Ace of Spades and keep your ass out that courthouse. Said they want to kill Black Sam. Him and his family stayed at that goddamn courthouse for his hearing. Don't go to the area, hold the trial. Don't go nowhere near there. Don't let nobody catch you now. which I'm sure they not, but he still told me to say that. Yeah, I do one with you, William. I do a show with you. Just let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll plan it. He said that shit, and my mind was blown because last night I saw a movie I never seen before with Cuba Gooding Jr. In it, and he was I don't know if you call it a mercenary or a hitman for the United States military. And one thing he kept saying that was blowing my mind, ace of spade, ace of spade, ace of spade. I said, God damn, what the fuck? They talking to me through the damn movie. I said, oh Lord, he wants to talk to Black Sam. But I believe Black Sam see and hear Nipsey. And then I seen Nipsey. The shit was so creepy to me, but I know it wasn't no reason to be creepy because I'm used to it, and I know that this world is the illusion and you're really not the real you in the body. That's a jumpsuit or a mask. The real you is outside of it. Nipsey be going to his grandmama house. But it looked like he go to a house that she was at where it's a step up, but it ain't a lot of step, like a cement porch or something. It's white, or it looked white. I don't know if half the building white. Y'all tell me if y'all know. I don't know if it's white siding or it's painted white, and somewhat might be brick or brick on the side or around it. And it's a door. I don't know if it's a screen door and a big door. It's a door, but you go in to the side. You walk up on a porch. So I don't know if it was an individual house or a duplex or apartment building or something, where he go, and it's the front yard. Some of it might have a little dirt. I don't know if it's all the grass and people walked in the yard or something. Some of the grass gone. Yeah, it's a window. Right there by the door on the side, it's a window, like maybe two windows together, like a set. And he go to his grandmama house. I could see him in his shoe. He had some tennis shoe with a shoe print. It don't look like a regular shoe print. Got a circle in the middle, like zigzag, maybe around the side of it with a circle design in the bottom. The bottom of the shoe. I have to look at shoe design. And he go there and stand at the door, and the grandmama real sensitive. So like I don't know if she felt something at the door, or she thought somebody was outside or something, or thought somebody maybe messing with the door or something. She go to the door, and when she stood at the door, Nipsey was standing right there looking dead at his grandmama. I went with him, I seen. She stood there and she was looking at the door. She felt something, but she didn't, like, I feel that, well, no. He was looking at his grandmama. He be going to see his grandmama. And be trying to talk to his grandmama and be in the house, be around her, watching her, looking at his grandmama. Then he go see Sam, like he's seen some other relatives. I think Sam know. I think Sam can feel him and talk to him. He might be able to hear him. But when I seen that, I said, oh my God, what? And I seen this, he was walking, and I seen the shoe print. It was some tennis shoes he liked to wear. They were some nice tennis shoes, but it had a different design on the bottom. Like two different type of pattern or design on the bottom of the tennis shoe. Like not just the grooves that go, like that. It was in the middle of circle kind of pattern like on the tennis shoe. Like it might have been two colors on the tennis shoe. I went with him. I said, okay, I'll go. And I'm watching. I said, oh my God, that shit felt so real. I know the grandmama have to feel that baby sometime. She probably don't tell nobody. She don't want to believe it. He be looking right at his grandmama. He was like, hey, grandma. I want to check on you to make sure you all right. I love you, grandma. I miss you, grandma. I miss being in the house with you. He'd be walking around. He would walk outside. He was outside looking in the window. So I just stood there. I ain't said nothing. I let him do it. And he walked and he looked. He was watching the side of the building, watching in the window to make sure nobody wasn't trying to hurt her coming. That was weird. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. He is so strong. His spirit is so strong. He's not gone. He be around them all the time. He went to see his mom. I don't know if they could feel him as strong, but he really be with the grandmama. Making sure that she's safe and watching people that be around her and talk to her. Because some of them, he's like a not right. What else he say? He just want me to tell her, just in case somebody hears me and knows her or gets the message back, that if she ever feels him at the door, or she ever feels him in there, say hello. Tell him that she loves him. Nobody has to be around. Nobody has to believe it. He said, tell her it's me. It's me. I love her. I go check on her. I miss her. I said, I'll do what you said, and I'll tell Black Sam what you said. And I knew in military, Ace of Spades, in war, Ace of Spades means good luck. But in war, it means it's a death calling card. And Cuba Gooding Jr. was in Ace of Spades, and then he'd get a call on the phone where they would give him the order, and he'd go and shoot a motherfucker. Catch him in the bed, sleep, break in their house. You don't need the motherfucker so good, you don't even hear the nigga in the house. Ease round. And kill him. They don't even know until he up on them. And then it's too late. Okay. Get off that right now. I gotta finish that reading because I didn't want to really want to do it, especially in the times of Disney and all that. The young man, now that's a doozy. On my page, 25-year-old Ashton Scott Days Carter was a fugitive a couple of weeks ago, and his mother said that she was standing outside and her boyfriend, who is 45-year-old Jaworski Durden, was in the house on the sofa taking a nap. She says her son walks past her. She said to go in the house, and she didn't think anything of it. A few minutes later, she goes in the house. Her son is gone, and her boyfriend's laying there with his head blowed over. Somebody shot him in the head. Okay. She calls the police. She said the police handcuffed her and put her in the squad car. And then she tells them, no, I didn't do it. My son shot my boyfriend and killed him. And she said, where is he? She said, I don't know, he's gone. So they put out, they issued a warrant for his arrest, considered him a fugitive. And she gave me, by the way, I don't have to say alleged and nothing like that, because Mom gave me permission to share the story. Now, I have been talking to them. The first time I talked to her again, she asked me to look into it. The first time I talked to her, I'm going to tell you the backstory on this. She's given me permission. I didn't know her. Somebody was watching me, I think a relative or something, in Germany. So they tell them in Texas from Germany to watch Alexys in Atlanta. So they start watching the Facebook Live AKT Celebrity Reads with Nipsey. This is in April. And let me tell you, these readings, some people think I just don't care. I say anything. I don't like saying these things. I'm really serious. I don't like to accuse somebody. That person did it. That person helped dig the grave. Puma did that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to say allegedly what I'm getting ready to tell you, because I did the reading. Why? Because the coroner proved what I said. And you know what? See, that goes back to what I was telling y'all earlier when this other reader talking about me, I'm not going to say any name, keeps talking about me and said I'm a clone. I'm not the real me, and you see inside of my body. So I guess you're a medical intuitive too. However, this is one thing that I know. I would like proof that I got chips in my head and chips in my body. Because after, and I'm willing to do this publicly. I'm willing to do it publicly. Because you didn't say allegedly. She didn't say allegedly I did. She said that I had, I'm sorry, I went out for a minute with my phone. She said I had chips in me. She didn't say allegedly. That I have chips in me. From being poisoned from D-Health store. And this is one thing I know. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it alone. Because I want to see the evidence of it. Because usually when I say something, I do a medical intuitive reading. And I say, this isn't medically, this happened, that happened. just like with the Nipsey case, something comes out to verify from the coroner, the funeral home, something like that, or the medical doctor will verify it for me to show me that what I saw is correct. Okay, he poisoned me at the end of 2012. This is why I know that it's a lie. That I'm not a clone, a dummy, whatever the fuck she said. This happened to me at the end of 2012 and the beginning of 2013, and I did the lecture with him, and was very sick, and I cut it off, and I stopped taking the stuff. I started believing people, this guy did this to me because he won't help me get well. Okay. In 2015, 2016, I had a MRI to the head, neck, and face, and I had x-rays to the back, the chest, female organs, all of that. So my mouth, my teeth and shit, my eye, my head, my whole brain, MRI. And I asked the doctor and a nurse, you can't really hide anything. If it's a chip there, if it's something foreign, what it looks like is something white that doesn't move, that's hard and solid, and it's white. I've seen the x-rays, and I can easily get them, get copies of them again, to look in my brain, my eyes, my nose, my fucking mouth, my head, neck, and face, my spinal column, my back, my chest bone, my breastbone, my female organs. There was nothing solid and white and hard to resemble a chip. And so, I've been sitting back listening to this. And then people been, oh, she said it's about you. Oh, you're hiding, you're scared. How am I hiding and goddamn scared when people have come on this live tonight? And people can say this publicly. If I'm lying, they said, thank you. Some people even text me, I got my product today. I got my product last week. So that means I've been fucking shipping. If I'm sitting here hiding and shaking and scared, a clone with a chip in my head, how could they get these products from my address? Don't nobody make them but me. Nipsey is so surgical and scientific with the shit that the sages have a room. Nobody can go into the room but me and him. Nobody can touch them but me. How are all these people getting sages? They got them Nipsey's birthday week before August 15th. They got them every week after that. They got them last week. They got them today. And then I got a shipment picked up yesterday. But I'm sitting here scared and chipped. And this is not really me. But if you listen to my voice and you listen to how the fuck I talk and some of the things I've said about my childhood, my mother and all that, and then you go back and listen to old videos from 2007, 2008, 2009, I'm saying the same goddamn shit and I feel the same way about the bitch. But I'm different. Okay? So that's the proof I have. That's my response. I'm not going to argue back and forth when it's my body, it's my life, and I have medical documents and MRIs and x-rays that I've seen and the doctors examined. There's no chips in my head, neck, face, brain, mouth, spine, because the MRI sees through everything. I don't know. I'm going to let this go out there, and I don't care what she say about me. Because I'm not finna do the back and forth on YouTube and the arguing back and forth and shit about my titties, pussy, ass, and motherfucking, this goddamn wop in this bitch. I'm not gonna argue about what God gave me and what I know isn't. This shit is crazy to me. I don't know why this lady picked me out of all people to do that shit to. And then turn right around and ask me for money. But I'm mentally ill and I'm slow and I have a chip in. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you picking me? I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm gonna say what I gotta say now, and I'm gonna leave the fucking shit alone. And I'm not calling no names because I'm not no fucking high school kid and the shit is petty. I'm not finna sit up there and argue with you about my fucking body. And you don't know me, you never met me. You haven't seen my medical records. I have. And I'm willing to go to court about this shit. And you subpoena my medical records. That's how sure that I know that I am me. And these were taken 2015, 2016. And he gave me the poison in 2012 and 2013. So the chips would show that they were there. And you're like, you're trying to start some type of art, or you're trying to defame me and discredit me to make people not trust me and come to me to do business with me, but then advertise to come to you. That's the only way I can explain this. You're telling people I'm unstable. I'm over here shaking, hiding, when I got all this shit on my table. Like some of it I just showed you. From all this shit I'm here fucking making. That I made all of this stuff in this bag from scratch except the fucking money. And that's just one of the goddamn kits. I have about 10. And that doesn't include hair, skin products. But, oh, and I'm working on a fire-ass product that come. You bleach your hair or you relax it and it's breaking and it's thinning and it's freezing dry. Oh, yeah, Nip gave me, and I got 2 other things this nigga done gave me, goddamn it. For all hair types. But especially if you're bleaching it blonde, and that's where you can lose a lot of hair, and separating the bonds, as well as in a relaxer, separating the bonds, it causes a lot of breakage and damage. I got your ass. I'm waiting for all the ingredients now to put it together the way he tells me to, because I'm going to use it first. And I got a picture, I don't know if you've seen it, of my hair now with Nipsey's formula, what he gave me and told me what to make and what to do. My hair stopped falling out, it's filling in, and the hair I have is stable. I don't do anything, I don't do much to it, but I showed a picture of what it looks like. Natural and wet. For you bitches that try to say I didn't have none. Oh, it's that goddamn hashtag waterfall curl, bitch. With no relaxer, goddamn no Beijing, goddamn hashtag no Miss Clairol, bitch. Since some of you bitches want to be funny. Now, back to the motherfucker story. Now, the lady contacts me from her people from Germany in April and says she wants to read the same young man because his 8-month-old baby died. He wasn't there. I don't think he could be there to babysit that weekend. The baby looked just like a living doll. Gorgeous baby. I shared the baby's picture in April, but I didn't say what it was about. The baby's mother was working. Now I think, get this right, the 16-year-old girl that was keeping the baby would be the baby's auntie. Because I think the 16-year-old girl that was babysitting while the baby's mother's at work is her sister. Is the baby mama's sister. Her younger sister, 16 years old. And the baby mama has a little boy, an older little boy, probably like 8 or 9. Okay. The 16-year-old girl was babysitting the 8-month-old baby. And his older brother, it's about like what, 7, 8 or 9, something like that, was there. The baby comes up dead. The 16-year-old says, I didn't do it. His brother did it. The little boy did it. And the little boy is terrified. He's saying, I didn't hurt my brother. Thank you, Crystal. Oh, that's a beautiful donation. Thank you. You know I'm about to nip some more goddamn food and rib and shit and cornbread. Said they answered the altitude, but thank you. I was so scared to do this reading because I didn't want to say that stuff. And see, people come to me a lot, and I've had to put them on hold since I haven't been here to make all the orders and stuff, because a lot of people come to me and they say, my son just died, and I'm so sorry. I said, I want you to tell me who did this, what happened, and why. And I don't want to get into those because I can't right on the spot do the reading and do a very thorough, detailed reading. I like to sit days, like I sit with Nipsey, and like I sat with Sam Cooke and all the other people, because, you know, I think last February, or before Black History Month came in, I did the Sam Cooke reading. I didn't have anybody. My daddy brought Sam. Sam sat in my bedroom, and right after I did the reading, Netflix for Black History Month 2019 comes out and does a Sam Cooke reading, documentary based on the concrete evidence from LA. And the LAPD was involved like they were with Nipsey. And people were calling me, they saying, do you know that what you said in that reading matches what Netflix did? And we know you didn't get it from Netflix because your reading came before theirs, like a week or two before theirs. So everything I do, I like to get confirmation on it. And this woman has no confirmation about me. So anyway, and you can ask her to prove it. Because you know when I do stuff, y'all know how I am. I ask y'all to check my footwork, and I like to check it. I like to get confirmation. Am I right or am I wrong? To check my accuracy rate. And I know you're not going to trust me. If I say something, who going to want to fuck with me? I say, oh, this and that, and yeah, it was a snake up there getting some sunbathing up there by the Master Burger with his owner who a rolling 60. And then, you know, this white lady was up there. I say that kind of wild shit. And then y'all can't find any documentation. You not want to fuck with me no more. And then when I say it, and you be like, Alexis? I'm like, bitch, I just woke up. Bitch, get up. Bitch. I'm like, what? Here's the link. Here's the article. I love that. Because you're not believing anything I say because I say it. I don't want you to do that. You actually wait and see. And it's like when I said about the bomb. The bomb makers in Ethiopia and the mountains of Somalia. And then a few days later, and I tell you what kind of bomb it was, what Nipsey said, and the shrapnel that spins, shoots out, spins around, and this shit happened. That's the only way you're going to trust me. I have all these people calling me about what people that died, physically died, and they want to know what happened. I don't like to get into it. And I know some of you probably don't care. You would get into it and saying it wouldn't bother you. It bothered me because they put me on the spot. I was talking to the baby's grandmother, which is the young man that was missing. He's turned himself in. I felt like he did, and I called the mother. She said, yes, he turned himself in. He's all right. The grandmother got on the phone. The baby's mother, I said I'd like to talk to her. She told them, that's an absolute no. I don't want anything to do with Alexis. I don't want to talk to her. No, fuck that. I said, oh, okay, so that made me really want to look because you don't want to be my friend. Okay, I'm really going to look now. Now, I know it wasn't her because she was working. I didn't see her there. I know she didn't do it. But the sister, her sister 16 and the brother there, and they said, Alexis. I said, huh? Who killed the boy? I said, what? You want me to accuse one of them? They said it's between the two. Tell us which one did it. And why do I have to tell you who did the shit? I don't want to be held responsible because I know when I say something, people believe the shit. And then they're going to target, they're going to look at her and she's 16. And then the boy's like 8 or 9. And she said it's only between the two of them. And the daddy was on the phone. I could hear him breathing. He's angry, and I knew he wanted to kill her, and I didn't want to be responsible for that. And they're like, yeah, who did it? Which one? It's only 2 of them. I said, I don't know. Send me that picture. I saw the little boy, and I saw the 16-year-old. I said, which one? I said, I don't know. Let me get back with you. So I got off the phone. I said, Lord have mercy. I have to say this, and what I'm going to say is going to cause one of them to go to jail, a juvenile, and then get older, and then go to adult jail. And I said, but you know what? I ain't doing nothing wrong. If I say which one who really did it, and they did it, then that needs to be dealt with if whoever did it. So I sat there, and I sent me a picture of the baby again, and I looked at the baby, and I said, pumpkin. Tell me what happened to you. Let me see through your eyes. Did the 16-year-old, did your auntie kill you? Or did your little brother? Tell me what happened. The baby shows me the girl was talking on the phone to her grown boyfriend who was tall, slim, but had like a slender, muscular build that she was fucking and liked to get high with. She was talking to him and didn't want to keep the baby and was angry because she felt like your sister always dumped that baby on her and don't give her no money and don't have no freedom. And she wanted to go fuck and get high. So she was talking to him, and she's like, I know, and I want to be with you, and I can't go, and I'm tired of this, and I have to keep this baby, and I don't want to keep this baby. She ran a bath to give the baby a bath. She drowned the baby. The baby told me he couldn't breathe, went in the nose, and went in the lungs. She pulled him up, grabbed him by the throat, lay him out, try to do mouth to mouth, get the water out, and put the baby clothes on. The little boy, they want to talk to the boy because she said the little boy did it. And the boy said, I didn't do that to my brother. The little boy, they didn't tell me this until after I told them what I said the baby said. I called back. I said, she's a whore. I said, forgive me for saying this. And, you know, she's 6. I said, she's a whore. She's fucking a grown man in his 20s. He played basketball. He tall and slim. And she smoked reefers and liked to get fucked in the ass. And then they said, I know. Somebody started, different people started. I said, wait a minute. You got me on speaker? It ain't just you and me on the phone. She says a whole bunch. And I started hearing about 5 or 10 goddamn voices. Oh my God. You got a room full of people in Texas. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to do the reading. You know what I'm saying? I can't prove what I'm saying. And you got a whole house full of people. You done told them this lady, your relative in Germany told you this lady in Atlanta on the Facebook and do the reading and shit and talk to dead people and talking to Nip and that call her in Atlanta. She gonna tell you when one of them killed the baby. I said, you got a whole bunch of people. They done came over your house behind my back. You done told them the shit. And you won't tell me that they back there and you got me on speaker? She said, yeah. We all want to hear it. I said, the 16-year-old did it. I said, so she is fucking a grown man? Yeah. And she smoked reefer. She talked to this older man. They start calling their name. So, and said, what you're saying lines up with what the boy told the police. The boy told the police that she sent him to the store. The baby was moving when she sent the boy to the store. The little boy came back, said the baby was laying there not moving. Said she picked the dead baby up, and the baby was like this. Said, hold your brother for me. Laid that baby on the boy's shoulder, and he holding the baby, and he told the police, my brother didn't feel right. Because my brother was real heavy, and I hold my brother all the time. My brother never felt that heavy, and he wasn't moving. They said, the police said the little boy didn't do this, so we're going to rule him out. I said the 16-year-old talking to a fat lady, dark-skinned and fat with some big titties, big bowling ball titties in her stomach, about 2 stomachs that wrap round or wave. And he said, no, she don't know. I said, that her mama? No, that ain't her mama. She stayed with her sister. Her mama ain't around. Ain't no fat black lady. I said, she's fat and black. That's what I'm telling you. And she got thick black hair. She have it pulled back in a ponytail. No, it ain't. I said, yes, it is. So this happened in a small apartment building, not a big old building, like about 3-story building. I said, that's what I'm seeing. She said, yeah, they want a 3rd floor. I said, she did it then. She did the shit. And I hate to say that, but the bitch did the shit. And they said that your story matched what the little boy told the police. I said, it's in his lungs and you need to check that bone right there in that baby's throat. Because the baby couldn't breathe, it got water in his lung. She said, we don't know right now because they're doing an autopsy today. They had the funeral, had it, and they were looking at the autopsy stuff they took out of the baby body. They didn't have the autopsy when I did the reading in April. When I talked to her about a week or so ago, and I talked to her again a couple of days ago, it's very hard for her dealing with this because she lost 2 men. Her son's in jail, and her lover, her boyfriend, is dead. And his family is accusing her of the murder. And they won't speak to her and want to hurt her and wishing death on her son. I heard the message. I said, why didn't you tell me about the autopsy report? What happened with the autopsy report? She said, before I get to that, I said, let me see a picture of the daughter and the father. I said, she told a lady, a fat black lady on the phone where she did, and a black lady rushed over, and they helped get her out of there and protect her. They said it didn't happen. I said, yeah, it did. And then they showed me a picture of her daddy. Said her daddy came to get her. So when she showed me a picture of the daddy, I started laughing. I say, who is the heavy-set black lady sitting beside him that I can't see the fable cut off? I seen the big bowling ball titty and the big old stomach. I said, who is that? Oh, that's the daddy's wife. I said, do she know the 16-year-old clothes? Yeah, they both came to get her. I said, didn't I just say a fat, dark-skinned lady with black hair and big titties and stomach came over there and helped her cover that shit up? She said, I wasn't thinking that. I said, but you know, that happen a lot of times. I'll be like, don't you know such and such of this man? And they be like, Alexa, I don't know what you're talking about. And then we get to talking, and be like, oh, I know. I wasn't thinking. That stepmom. They took the 16-year-old out of the house where the baby lived at and was hiding her and wouldn't let the police talk to her. So up to August 2020, which was a couple weeks ago, I said, what happened with the autopsy? She said, oh, they could rose it up from an accident to a homicide and charged the 16-year-old girl with murder, and now the girl on the run. Her daddy is protecting her, and they're threatening to do something to the father. Maybe take legal action from the father, because the father is hiding her and won't tell her whereabouts. I felt so bad for saying that shit about that girl. I said, so that girl really did. I said, why? She said, based on the autopsy. After we talked to you, we didn't have the results. We got the results. After we talked to you, and you're right, it wasn't the little boy. The 16-year-old murdered the baby. I felt so bad for accusing her of doing something like that because she's young, and I know that if I said it, y'all were going to pursue it, and you're going to tell the police to look at her, and then it was going to be my fault if she go to jail. But then again, if she did it, she should be accountable for it. So, you see, I talk shit. I mean, I always tell y'all, I don't know what I'm saying. This is alleged because I hear a spirit say it. The baby told me. I didn't have no proof of it. So I never say, oh, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. No, I don't take credit for any of this. That told me up there to say that girl did that. And I said, let me know. I would like to see a copy of the autopsy. Let me know. And I didn't hear nothing. And I told the boy, stay away. The young man, stay away from the baby mama. Don't get her pregnant again. I know you want to because you hurt. And he was so hurt and he was so enraged. I said, please don't do nothing to the 16-year-old. Now that y'all done got me to tell y'all she did it. But she wouldn't come around. She was hiding. I said, you're going to get in trouble. Stay away from the baby mama because she's not no good anyway. And this ain't going to work out for you. She's older than him. He go back over there. Done got her pregnant again. I understand it though. Because that was his only child. And he was so hurt about that. She's pregnant again. And then the mother saying that she thinks that baby mama said something to trigger him. Or said that the mama boyfriend was trying to talk to the baby mama. And it was some kind of confrontation. That's the mother's theory, or I don't know. She said she don't know what triggered him to do this. But she think the baby mother, and she's conniving and treacherous, had something to do with it. And she's telling me this stuff, and I said, didn't you hear me warn him? She said, yes, I heard you. Because they were both on the phone. I didn't know all these people were on the phone. And I'm on the speaker. And he promised me he would stay away, and he wouldn't drink, he wouldn't get high, he would turn his life around, he would really work on getting therapy and dealing with the healing. Next thing I know, they're accusing him of this. And I'm thinking too, he's probably very enraged and very hurt. They see the autopsy report and knowing that your baby mama's sister killed your son at 8 months old. Now I've been holding this for a few months. I was just like, this shit is unbelievable. You know, people, and then people say to me, well, what you surprised for, Alex? What's unbelievable for you? What you shocked for? You do this all the time. It's still not, it hasn't sunk into me. I don't just take it for granted. Somebody says, oh, how's this? I want you to do this reading. Tell me what happened to my son. Tell me what happened to my baby. Tell me what happened to my auntie. And I just say, oh, I'm just going to pop and say, yes, such and such. I still feel, hey, Gwen, that I have a responsibility to be thorough and to be accurate. And I had guilt. I don't know why I had guilt. Because, I guess because she was young. And I knew my words hold weight. And people take it seriously. And she's like, which one of them? Which one? I want to know now. Which one? And somebody was like in the back, yeah, which one? She said, I felt like I was talking to a lynch ball. And then for her to tell me, yes, that's what you said. It's every time I hear something like that, it still blows my mind. And I feel humbled and I feel honored that I'm one of the ones that the spirits pick. Even though people laugh at me and make fun of me and crack the jokes, when I hear someone or police or someone say, or a doctor says, yes, it is what you said, it is such and such, that makes me feel like I'm doing something to help humanity while I'm here. I feel like that's one of my callings. That's what I'm supposed to do. And when I actually do it and I help give insight, I really feel fulfilled as a person. Like that's, of all the bad things that have happened to me in my life, to get to this point where my life matters, where somebody's saying, hey, I need you to tap into something, or I need information, this or that. I think, I'm not the only one, but I think that I've talked to some other seers, and a lot of them were abused like me. A lot of people that are empaths and are seers, they usually come from very narcissistic, very abusive mothers. If you listen to some people and you listen to their stories and they have abilities like mine, and their readers are very sensitive empaths, they usually were really dogged out, abused, and even sexually molested, and had a hellish childhood and even abusive relationships once they became adults. I think that actually, when you have the trauma, sure, some people are naturally that way. They've never had the pain. But a lot of people that are much deeper and more precise, I've talked to them. They're just like me. They have a fucked up, abused background where they were treated like garbage. But they have this, it's like a rose, like Tupac, a rose growing out of the concrete. And they don't know it. But many people around them that do this to them, they know the shit. And that's one reason why their mothers do it. Many times the mothers are jealous of the children and they're competing with the children, with the daughter. It's mother-daughter drama. And the mother will take it out on the child because she sees something in the child doesn't see, or she knows what the child is going to become. So she tries to trick the child into devaluing its life and then shutting down and terminating its own life, aborting its own existence. I'm saying that because I don't know who's listening that might be like me. And having those gifts, and I was afraid of the gifts to come out because I didn't think they were real, because my mother always invalidated my life. And it's a lot of different people in my family and bloodline who have those abilities, but I haven't met any yet. They're probably on the other side. They're out of the body that do what I do. And can read cells and DNA and blood and talk to physically dead. Like I said, come here, baby. I told the 8-month-old baby, tell me, let me see what you see. What happened when you stopped breathing, baby? Tell me. You want to talk to me? Tell me. And the baby starts. Just like the snake starts. Just like, you know, people come to me and I'm like, oh, the dog, oh, the horse. It was one of my clients. It's so funny. And the dog is so cute. The dog waits till she makes fried chicken and shit like that and will go up on her ancestor altar and eat the fried chicken and collard green and shit off. He eats her soul food. He likes the soul food. He's soul food off the altar. I don't know, Gwen. If you've ever heard this, can you please tell me? Because I said, that's got to be Allegra and Ogun. Because it's a black dog. And I'm like, the dog will let her cook. And will wait. And I was like, wait a minute. You know the dog? And the dog goes in there. She's like, yeah, I had to beat his ass because he ate some fried chicken off of there. The other day that I gave some answer, I said, oh, I know that's what's going on. There's some type of entity. I know some dogs can be greedy and eat, but dogs have spirits on them and entities. Everything does. Like humans do. I thought it was so funny. And I said, you got to do something. You got to address this to see what Orisha or what entity is demanding attention, and it goes to the altar. The dog always goes to the altar. It doesn't come to the kitchen table when they're eating. And when she showed him to me, he looks just like a baby. I see he's spoiled. And she's like, yeah, he is. And he'll sit there. He knows where the altar is. And he knows when she's going to put the soul food up there and the chicken and stuff. So I went through the dog's head. And I said, I know what this is. And she's like, are you serious? I said, yeah, send me a picture of him. And I said, oh, what a baby. What a cute. It's a baby, but it's big. But you can tell it's a baby dog. And it's going to be real, real big. And I looked in his eyes, and I said, oh, that's not him. And she thought I was crazy. I said, that's not him. The dog is innocent, and it's a baby. It's a spoiled baby, but it's something else driving it. We all have those spirits. So I said that to say that, yeah, I know it's in my family, but I don't know who does those particular things. But if you are one of those people, and you get abused a lot, hang in there and be strong. And if you can get away from these people, because I was abused even as an adult, and in my relationship, people wanted to do that to control me and to suppress me. The more I set boundaries and pulled away from people that like to abuse me, male and female, the gifts came through. When I started to say it's okay to love me, and I'm a good person, and my life has value and meaning, and all the bad stuff has value and meaning, and I can share it with people to make a difference. And I said, no, you can't come back and do that to me. But it was, I'll tell you what it really was, when I got poisoned. Even though it's really fucked up. When it was days I could barely breathe, I could barely talk, I could barely walk, couldn't keep my breath. Is when my father and the spirits came and said, are you ready? And I said, okay, I leaving? It's okay if I'm getting ready to die. Let me get my stuff in order first and take care of my son. And I'll go. If it's time for me to go, I just have to go. And I said, no, you're ready. We're going to show you some things. You're going to get up out of the body right now. And I was sitting on the floor because I couldn't get up. And I saw myself, real self, get up. And I looked back and me on the floor. And they said, we're going to take you somewhere. And we're going to show you another world that's right here in your face. It's in everybody's face, but they can't see it. And they can't hear it. Many times when you're at ground zero and you have nothing to lose is when you get everything. When you have no attachments to this world and nobody and what they think and what they say and what they do and what they didn't do. And it doesn't matter. And you're in the balance between life and death. That's when you get everything. That's where you become everything that everybody's tried to stop you from becoming. No, it's not easy. No, sometimes I don't like this. Like I didn't like it when they said, which one of them? On the spot right now, you got to tell us which one of them killed this baby. And you know who did it. But I said, let me think about it. I'll get back with you. And I already knew who did it. And those are things that can't be changed. I don't like being in that. And when people send me, I'd like you to look at my husband, my child, my wife. And I said, let me see them. Here's a picture. And I'm looking at the person in the altar. Excuse me, not the altar. Oh my God, I just said something I didn't realize I fucking said. A casket is an altar. It's another kind of altar, and they're sitting up there. And I see them laying there. And I already know the embalming process because I've seen it. And I've helped with it. It's brutal. It's really like you're murdering someone all over again, brutalizing them. And it's very traumatic, and they feel it and they see it. So I'm looking at the coffin, and as I'm looking at some of the people, very beautiful people laying there. Some of them looks like they're sleeping, and then they get up and say hello. And I have the pleasure and the misfortune of meeting them on that side. So I'm going to stop talking. What I was thinking about, yeah, we're going to do the private workshop, the series. I'm going to go ahead and write it because Nipsey said I should write it. On mother-daughter trauma and healing the little girl trauma. But I think because a lot of people have contacted me and said that they're empaths. They can see spirits. They can hear them too. And they wanted me to train them. But I've been too heavy in my own shit. And too tired and having to get all this stuff done. I'm still not finished. I'm close. And I love everybody. I thank everybody for believing in me and being patient with me. But it takes a lot. And what I don't like is some people have said they want to be trained with me. And then when I tell them things to do, or I said you can't eat for like 2 days. Because sometimes I don't eat for 2 or 3 days. Just water. It's flushing the detox. Because to deal with certain entities or spirits, it's a certain diet. Sometimes you have to have. And then some, I might eat solid food like 2 or 3 days a week. I don't know how I still have a figure. But sometimes, like during the week, I might not eat. Because it's like you have to die to see certain things or go certain places. And people will say they want it. And then when you start telling them what they have to do every day, well, you know, I had to work, and you know, I had to cook for my man, or you know, I ain't have time, you know, I had to watch my children. You don't want it. You don't want it. Because I know people that do this, they have 7 kids. Women, single, have kids, and they work, and they take a trip, and they still do the training, and they have the abilities. I know women that have it, they have 3 kids. And they don't even take as long as me. Sometimes I'll have people to read me and do tarot on me, and in 5 minutes, like, yep, Alexis is this. Not for readings that I do for you all or for Nipsey. Just me personally, I ask a question, or if I see something, I'm like, wait a minute, can you check it? I like to check things from people sometimes. And they have 3, 4 children. I say, you need to meditate this day, you need to do this and that. They do it. So, I'm going to offer it, but I'm telling you now, if you haven't been through a lot of stuff like I have, and you had to endure a lot of hard shit, and you had to have discipline to get through it, and you're not disciplined to fast, to detox your body, you don't want to train with me. And I don't want excuses, because when I deal with people that train me to do something, they don't want excuses. So I shut the fuck up. Yes, no. Don't do this or that. I don't then come back. Well, see, this will okay, yes or no. All right, I'll do what you said. Shut the fuck up. People, what I think is a lot of people, and then I'm going to go, people want the end result. But they don't want to get their ass beat and have, it's like literally, I've told a couple people privately, I said I want to say nothing, but you know, I'll say I'm just going to get all the details. I got jumped by some demons like a month ago, and I was in the house on the floor wrestling. Oh boy. First, he was getting the best of my ass. He had pinned me down because I didn't see it coming. Knocked my ass down and then tried to kill me. So I'm like, is this real? Oh my God. Like I thought this shit happens in the movies. So at first I'm kind of not fighting with it. I'm getting like knocked down by it. So, and it's big. It's like a size of a fucking man. So, when I was on the floor, I'm just like processing what the fuck is happening to me. So then I started feeling it. It had the body of a man and the face. What is that thing? It's the movie. Damn, I knew what it was when I was thinking about telling y'all about it. It's, I don't know if it's Dark Shadows. It's an old movie. It looks just like Nosferatu by the head. A white ass face, like a powder face, with some long shit hook ass teeth in his mouth, long and hooked over, like clustered up teeth, with a bald head and a man body. I know because when I was laying there and I got tired, I said, you know what? I ain't finna be too many throwed arounds no more, nigga. Like, look, I know y'all was down here because I told her 2 days before then. I know, he said, you can see me. I said, I knew you was coming. I knew you came from L.A. And I know who cast the spell. I've been waiting on your ass to get down here. He said, wait a minute. You can see me? Yeah, I can see your ass. I knew you was coming. So they were sitting, and I knew they were here waiting to fucking jump me. So I'm just like getting ready for this shit. But then I'm like, I'm not dying this weekend. I'm not dying this weekend. I'm not dying. I know that's what he came to do, but I'm not fucking dying. I don't want to die. I'm not ready to die. I still got to finish these nips and read and shit. I got to make these altars and shit. I'm not goddamn going nowhere right goddamn now. Just, so we on the floor, and then I decided, I said, I ain't finna be too many more of these throwed arounds, bitch. I'm not doing this, and I'm not dying tonight. He said, what? I said, you fucking heard me. This thing was on my right side. We on the fucking floor. He takes his leg, like somebody's getting ready to get on top of you and mount you. He had put one leg over my right leg, and he was sliding, had his rib cage up against my rib cage. He was getting ready to slide up on top of me. He was going to line his fucking dick up with my pussy and his neck, chin, mouth, eyes, nose and eyes, and he was going to suck my soul out of my fucking mouth and my spinal cord. And that's when I looked at that thing face to face. I had never seen no shit. If I wasn't strong, I would have been passed out from seeing that ugly motherfucking fucker on top of me. He was finna get up. I said, no, we not wrestling no more. You ain't taking my soul. I ain't dying. I know that you don't have the authority to do this shit. This motherfucker looked at me, looked up, looked at my eyes, and said, what did you say? I said, you heard me. I ain't wrestling with you. I'm tired now. I'm not wrestling with your goddamn ass no more. He looked at me and his mouth, she was like, does this bitch talk? And then his mouth open with them teeth hanging out, and we said some more shit to each other. But I said, if we have to go to hell, we can go. But I'm coming back. I'm not dying tonight. You're not going to take me out of my body. I'm going to stay here and I'll leave when I want. And we went back and forth, and I'm talking, and he looking at me confused. Like, did this bitch just say, did you? I said, yeah. I'm tired now. And then in a few minutes, it went zoop. I looked around. And I couldn't feel him, and I couldn't see him. It was about 10 of them trying to beat my ass, throw me around, and then said, knock her, slam her head down, knock her brains out, and knock her soul out of her body so we can get another one to step in it. And I ain't going to tell you who they said was going to step in it. But see, and that's why I said what I said earlier, because people don't know what I go through, and I know that this is me. I ain't never went through that, though. I went through some demonic shit coming in the house and attacking me in the bed where I could not talk. I couldn't move, and like be raped and assaulted by them and talking and saying they're going to do it and there was nothing I could do, and they would do that shit to me all fucking night. But to be jumped and they like knock that bitch down, ram that bitch head, knock that bitch out, and when you knock that bitch out, then I'm going to walk in, take her soul out, and I'm going to walk in, take up her body, and then she going to get up there on that damn camera, and she going to unsay everything she fucking had to say about the people that we like. I know that might sound crazy to a lot of y'all. I said I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to fucking tell you. Nah. All y'all talking about you want to be trained and you want to see shit. You might have to go through things like that, depending on who you are, and learn how to get over the fear and come up out of it and protect, because it's clearly there was a breach somewhere. But at the same time, I'm thankful that it happened to me, because I was always afraid of things like that happening to me. And when it did happen, I knew, I said, okay, it's time. They're getting ready to try to take me out of here tonight. And as we were on the floor rolling around, and they were just like first they was getting the best of me, because I'm so in shock that I don't want to believe. I don't see nobody in here in a physical body, but I see physical shaped people beating my ass
down and done drug me on every time I bust her head on to the white meat and tried to do. I had to regroup. I said, "This shit, is this real?" And I said, "Oh hell no." He said, "What did you say to me?" You heard what the fuck I said, nigga. Not tonight. Not tonight, nigga. It's like 5:05. I can't. I still got these reading to do. I'm not finna go now. Then that's when I realized you can fight with them. Now your ass might not win, but you might get fucked up. Luckily, I'm here. I was backed up. I'm here. And some of you probably think I'm lying. I wouldn't, you know what? I hate to have to tell you this. Because I was hoping nothing like that would ever happen. I thought things like that happened in The Exorcist, but you will be confronted like that. And you will have, and that's another reason I say, you know what, I'm probably going to stop reading right now, take a break, and do the other stuff I got to do, and give everybody their orders, and really sit back and kind of reevaluate this, especially doing all this for free. I'm not going to keep doing this and then having to go through the hell I have to go through that you all don't know about, and then have to sit up here and do this, and you keep yourself together. I was literally assaulted by this thing. And it was other ones watching this shit and helping like pull. Yeah. I see none of you are saying anything. Some of you can't say anything. If you have no comments, but I don't see any comments popping up and down here. But if you know that runs in your family, and I know that runs in my family because I used to see the demons growing up, and they look like big beings, huge. I see the shadows on the wall. They would sit there all night in the room with me, and then their heads would go up to the ceiling, and I'd scream all night, and I'd wake up exhausted because I couldn't sleep because they were so big, and nobody taught me how to deal with. My mother knew what they were, and she'd lock me in the room, and I'd be in there terrified with them, and I'm like, "Hey, please, Mom, can I come sleep with you? Can I come?" Because I never really visited her. Like some nights when she would let me come over to her house, and she would not let me come out of the room. I think about that differently now because it's like abandonment and it's abuse. But now, going through what I go through and what I just went through, I wish that she had said, "I'm going to leave you in here, but this is what you need to know," and to teach me how to defend myself. So now I think back to those things that were lessons to me, and I see them differently. Instead of feeling like a victim and being hurt and feeling scary, I'm like, wait a minute, this was a part of your training. Yeah, I feel something walking up on me now. Yeah, that's the way I see it now. I don't cry. I don't feel sorry for myself. I think that if your mother's very abusive and nobody's there to help you, and then on top of that you're very psychic and you're an empath and you're a medium and you don't know what it is because you're a baby, it's important to flip the way you see it. Remember it all, because I'm sure something happened to you just like I remember everything happened to me as a little girl, and I remember the beings always being there. That's why I know I'm still me. It's just a lot. There's a lot of things simply makes very clear I'm still me. Because I wouldn't remember, I wouldn't know them, those things. I'd be talking totally different. So now, and they still come around. I still see them, just like I saw those, but those weren't mine, though. So there are different groups of them. You have to learn the different groups and divisions. Those that did that to me weren't the ones that followed me when I was little and hung around and that like tell me stuff. Those were summoned through a ritual to curse and kill me. That's what that was. I'm very clear because that's what it said. It said that's what it was here to do, and so we're going to do it this weekend. So I said, okay, I know you're here. And we had a conversation before, like 3 days before it happened. We were talking, and I said, I know why you're here. I know where you came from, and I'm getting ready to deal with you. But I said, I guess we're going to go to blows this weekend, but I do know, I knew in my mind, you know, I wasn't ready to die. I wasn't going to leave here. And I've been processing that since that happened to me, but it made me stronger.
It didn't make me say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to see them. I don't want to talk to them. That whole world is so fascinating. And it's a beautiful world, although it's a very dangerous world, and it's a very scary world. If you learn who you are, and you learn what beings you have, and your purpose here, it is also a very beautiful gift and a very beautiful experience. But don't expect glory without guts. Don't expect to help people and do good work without having to get in some fights. If you want it that easy, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen for a lot of people, it does happen easy, and they don't go through that, but it didn't happen easy for me. I'm one of those people that have had to catch a lot of hell and had to learn how to not be scared and afraid, and how to understand what it is, why it is, and where this is from, past karma, whatever this is, and having to face that stuff head on. So think about that. If you go to a class with me, we're going to talk about this stuff. Now I'm kind of glad I shared it, because I'm sure somebody listening probably has been through it or felt the presence of that, or may have to deal with it in your experience, because I'm warning you. And then there are things I learned. Yours won't be as bad as mine, but I'm telling you, if that happens to you, one of the main things you don't want to do is get afraid and surrender, because they feed off fear and they sense it, and it turns them on, and they hate humans anyway. A lot of them don't like humans and don't work with them. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't like humans, and if someone sicks them on you and you have no defense, they come in there and they're going to be straightforward, like to do what they came to do. And if you're not sure that, no, you're not going to do that, and I'm going to fight, and this is my life, this is my body, I have the right to be here and do, or this is my space. If you're not sure, they know it. They will beat your ass and kill your ass. And then that's why you hear stories. Oh my God, such and such's mom or auntie was found dead in the house, and they didn't know she was in there for a week, or she was in the bed, or they found them, they had failed. And yeah, they met someone. Someone came in the house. Someone was sent in the house. And of course, most people say, oh, it's just their time, or, it's just an accident. No, a lot of times it's not people's time. It can be accelerated. It can be created if there's no block and no protection. But many times they're not accidents. I've learned that from the experiences with them. But anyway, I'm really going to go now. And I'm going to do some more work and get some rest. And I love you all. Thank you for being here and listening and supporting me. Thank you for the love, the donations, getting the readings, getting the products. Thank you so much for being patient and giving me time to do it. Why are you bugging me to do a live? So I came to do a live because you asked me to do a live. You want to see me, you want to talk to me. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I wasn't in a joke-cracking mood tonight. There's so many things I wanted to touch on. I didn't get to all of them, but at least I touched on some of them so you can see what I've been through and what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, and how I, every day, am a work in progress, like a lot of you, where you look at people and you think, oh, they know this, they know that, they have it together. Oh, I don't. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still healing, and now, most of all, I'm not tricking myself. I'm not being delusional. I'm not having illusions. I'm being very honest. Like, I've shared my pain, my issues with you. Being very open with you, because I believe a lot of you love me and support me. You're always here. So I have no problem. I don't care who else is listening and what they think, what they say. I'm talking to people that love me and support me and that are here for me. The key is you don't have to tell everybody the truth, but you got to tell yourself. If you want to go to a higher level, if you want to get rid of your flaws, if you want to acknowledge your flaws, you got to face yourself, even the painful shit. You got to cry. You want to hit the wall. You want to hit a punching bag. You want to scream. You want to get it out. But you have to be honest. This is a time in 2020 where everything is about exposing, everything about revelations and telling the truth. Okay? So that's why even when it's uncomfortable for me, I tell the truth. Because it's the only way you're going to shift your energy and own your shit. Okay? Alrighty. I love you all. I don't see you, so I don't know. I don't see any comments. It's not moving. So I don't know if you can't comment.
If it's frozen or something, or you just have nothing to say, but y'all always got something to say. So that's different tonight. But I love y'all. And thank you for loving me and supporting me. I don't know what time it is. It's probably late. I need to get off the phone. I need to get back to work. So I can get your orders done. I don't know what. Go back and hide or something. I don't know. With the clone. Yeah. I love y'all. I can't say when, but I might try to talk to you soon, okay? I got to get all my homework done. Get all my orders out. Bye.